Tom Arnone.
No, it's call-out time.
Brian Wilson.
You died for that football.
Nick Delgazzo.
It's going to be a battle.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree, only on A2DRadio.com.
Welcome. This is Agree to Disagree right here, A2DRadio.com, the worldwide leader of real talk, the bad boys of sports talk. Tom Arnone, joined by Brian Wilson, Nick Delgazzo, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. We're here in Mount Ephraim. BMW of Atlantic City has challenged its sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. Lease a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320i with xDrive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to, minutes off exit 37 on the Parkway. Online, BMW of Atlantic City.com. A lot to talk about in today's show. Well, the 5 questions with Rob Povey to wrap up today's show. We'll get into the Olympics, Phelps, swimming, the whole nine. We'll circle the Olympics. We'll get into all that. Lane Johnson, upcoming suspension. We got to talk about, where do the Eagles go when Lane Johnson gets hit with this 10-game suspension. We'll talk about, how you got to know what you put in your body and what you can't. You got to know. You got to know better. We're going to talk into that. Carson Wentz injury, and I use air quotes with that because if you watched the live video last night, I don't believe a lick of it. But we'll dive into that throughout the show. We'll talk Ryan Howard coming to the end here, and I got a few questions for you guys and the people out there about, do you let him play next year? Do you bring him back maybe as a bench guy for the kids? So it's something to think about. We'll talk about Herrera and people talking about possibly a guy that could be a trade chip, and I don't like it one bit, but we'll talk about it. Maybe some teams or some options there. Crawford and Williams, got to go. Crawford and Williams, time to come. There's no other time to wait. We'll talk about the Crawford situation because I think it's a crock of shit, and I want your guys' opinion on that as well. We'll do the top 4 running backs, part of our NFL preview in each division, so we'll rank them out 1 through 4, just like we did with the quarterbacks a couple weeks back. But the whole show is 2016 NFL bold predictions and prediction show, and our question you can vote on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Who wins the NFL MVP in 2016? Is it Adrian Peterson? Is it Cam Newton? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it somebody else? You can comment in. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, A2D Radio. I'm joined by the bad boys of Sports Talk. Gentlemen, how are you?
What up?
What's good?
Good to be back. Anytime we miss, we know it's like a holiday when we miss, so it's always good to be back.
We don't enjoy missing.
No, absolutely not.
But we're happy to be back.
Well, the question, that's the question I want to ask you guys.
Sure.
Who, and we'll start this off. The poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. And the poll question is, who do you think is going to win the 2016 NFL MVP? And we talk about Newton, AP, Rodgers, somebody else. We'll dive into our 4, position running back battles and list them 1 through 4 in each division as we move on here. But the NFL Bowl Predictions brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public account. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. So, with the question right at hand, Mr. Wilson, we'll start with you. I mean, out of them 3 guys, or you got somebody else, maybe a sleeper that you think's an early prediction for MVP?
Well, I got a question for you. Is there any chance that Brady wins it with 12 games? Probably not.
I mean, he could.
He'd have to have a crazy year.
It's not a stupid question by no means, but yeah, almost have to. You got to have arcade-like numbers, for that, in that little window, and then maybe go, 11-1 or 10-2 or something, like he rides in, he comes off the sideline and they're 2-2 or 1-3, which.
Unbelievable.
You feel like
unbelievable. I was just going to say the same thing.
You know what I mean? Like you feel like they're going to be, and as long as they're or 0-4, some kind of disaster, and then here comes with his cape.
And
on.
He wins 12.
Here comes he puts his cape on and he goes nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a way he could do it. I mean, they'd have to get off to a really bad start, like a 1-3 and 0-4, and he goes on a run. So that's a way he can jump into the mix.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. I really do. I think he's poised for. He kind of didn't have his greatest year last year. No Jordy. Eddie Lacy was fat and couldn't run. He kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch. He still was Aaron Rodgers, still put up great numbers.
Yeah,
couple games, he had a couple of hiccups.
Couple Hail Marys.
Didn't play the best. I think we see the Aaron Rodgers we're accustomed to seeing this year. Jordy's back. Lacey's in better shape. He's going to be healthy, running the ball well. I think Rodgers puts up big numbers, wins MVP. Keep a lookout for, though, my sleeper. I said this already. I still think they're not going to be good enough record-wise for him to get it, but watch out for Eli. Big season for Eli Manning. And I hate the Giants.
Sweeps?
I always find myself landing on that was, an incredible explanation, because that's, it's kind of where I was landing too. But, I'll probably, I'll take myself out of that one. But I feel, yes, absolutely, with Jordy back, all roads are pointing towards him. I think for the Vikings, they take the next step, and like we were talking earlier, even though he's a physical specimen, and we kid that he's made of clay. He was sculpted out of clay. At that position, you never know. You're one hit away. One headshot away. Another knee injury away from being done. And I just feel like, it's gonna be another 2,000-yard season for AP. With that defense, and Teddy controls. Teddy does enough where he doesn't turn the ball over, and they can and he takes the 8 out of the box like it used to happen years ago when they had nobody, and they just put 9 guys in the box, and AP still did his thing. So now when you got that guy that can little dual threat guy that can run and throw it a little bit, it opens up some lanes for AP, and I look for him to be a monster once again.
Yeah, you're taking it right out of me. I was the one guy that I almost feel like I have to take now, because you two took the other one, was Cam Newton. But I actually feel that he's going to take a step back.
Oh, you can go other.
I just don't. I like Cam a lot, and listen, he's electric and he can make big plays. But I just feel like that team as a whole takes a little step back this year. And it's just, I think when you go and you lose a Super Bowl, that curse is a little bit there the next year, where it's tough to rebound and get back. I just think they take us a little bit of a step back this year. I'm not saying they're not a playoff team. I'm just saying I don't think they go to the Super Bowl, and I don't think Cam has as good of a year as he did last year. I know Calvin Benjamin's back. I get all that, but the guy still has to prove to me that he can throw consistently. You know what I mean? I mean, there's spurts where he does, and there's other times where you sort of think that teams have the book on him a little bit. So I just need to see him take – I mean, listen, I know the guy – how great of a season he had last year. But
I was going to say he threw decently well last year.
But I just don't know if he can consistently sustain that. That's the question I have. So we'll see. But I'm going to go AP as well. I think Bridgewater gets better, and they got a real good defense in Minnesota. They got some playmakers on the outside. And listen, until otherwise, that's the guy. And he's going to hit the wall. AP, when he hits it, it's going to be like Eddie George. You're done quick. But I just don't see him hitting the wall yet. I still think he has another year or two left in him. And I think he can have a big-time year this year. Big-time year.
No, I agree. I mean, the other name I like is Big Ben. I know they're, a little short on the outside with the, that one knucklehead that, he just can't stop smoking weed. But, he's just shown over the years. I mean, obviously he has Antonio Brown. So, I mean, don't cry for me, Argentina. We don't cry for Big Ben. But, anytime you got Antonio Brown in your stable, you feel good about it. But
he's a multiple rapist. We're not going to cry for him.
Just his toughness, and just his toughness, and is willing to, be out there for every snap, and on a good team, because that's the other way I look at it. I mean, I know it happens where sometimes in baseball they give it out to losers, and in football it's very rare to give it out to losers. But I mean, for me, it's you got to look for those teams that are gonna playoff teams that that they got a shot to do some damage, really.
Well, how about a name that sort of goes on those? And I think if we were having this conversation last year, he'd be on this list. Is Andrew Luck, who's taken some steps back, has been banged up a little bit. Again, not a lot of talent. The Colts have not done Andrew Luck any favors by bringing him any types of talent. So, last year they tried to make a little Andre Johnson, Frank Gore, but they're guys at the end of their career. So that's an interesting name I want to throw out there. Andrew Luck, is he in this conversation, guys? Or do you think that he needs to still prove a lot in this league? Because I still think he needs to prove a lot. Because, listen, I know that they've done him no favors, but the guy, he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he can play. I mean, he's got to stay healthy just like everybody else in this league. But, I don't know if you can't just, you can't say, hey, I wouldn't put him in there. I mean, that's he's got the capability and and the talent to, of course, get himself in that discussion. But I don't look for it, like you said, until they surround him with another weapon, and then they solidify the defense or whatever. Like, I know he was banged up last year, but he's gonna have to stay on the field. Show he can play another full season, at a high level.
Yeah.
To get back in that discussion.
Because we know he can sling it, and we know that he can make that team a playoff team on his back. But I like the Ben one a lot, though, and I think Ben Roethlisberger's overlooked a lot, not by the women, obviously, but he's overlooked a lot when you have these conversations anymore. He's almost been that guy who's been, behind the shadows, just there, but he's going to throw for 300. Yeah. He's going to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns.
To me, he's like the Timmy Duncan of the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does his job.
Next thing you know,
he raped. Timmy never raped.
Yeah, I know.
But Ben rapes.
Yeah.
But in that time,
I apologize to Timmy. I don't want to compare the two. I mean, just like you said, like boring and
rapes.
like, it's just like, and next thing you know, he's got two Super Bowls, and you're like, oh man.
Quietly too. Yeah. Real quiet.
Technically, we're not supposed to say he rapes since he was never actually,
guilty
of raping.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
A lot of air quotes.
Pull down panties down.
I mean, let's just put it this way. If you're a female and you walk into the bathroom and Ben follows you in, you're a little nervous.
Yeah, you might want to push the buzzer.
Could be worse than Cosby.
You might want to mace him.
Might be in some trouble.
But all jokes aside, the guy's a stud. And,
he is. He's really good.
And with Antonio Brown and having him healthy, as long as Antonio Brown's healthy, Ben's going to put up numbers.
They need Le'Veon to be healthy.
Yeah.
Well, they do. And listen, they have a bad defense. And the defense isn't that good. I mean, they got some players there.
But still
Bryant's out, right?
Still a pretty good player, too.
Martavis?
Yeah.
Well, he's out for the year because
he's
he's smoking too much.
And
he's a stud.
Yeah, he's the
But the other kid can play, too, though.
Smoking too much.
Yeah.
Wheaton?
Yeah.
A little bit of the yips with the drops at times.
Yeah,
Marcus
but he's
Wheaton,
he'll have 1,000 yards this year.
Oh, well, listen, you could put me and you essentially next to Antonio Brown.
I got great hands.
And we're going to be productive. Really, because, I mean, listen, it opens up space. We talked about it.
I mean, I'm a red zone threat, that's for sure.
Gentlemen.
A big target.
What is he about over there?
A little early question.
Never beat me anything in his life.
Does a wide receiver have a shot at MVP, like an Antonio Brown or an Odell Beckham, maybe even Julio Jones?
I mean, after Julio's year last year.
And Antonio Brown.
Yeah, both of them, too. And, I don't know where them two finish.
Nah, I don't think he can. Because the quarterback's always going to have better numbers.
The only one is you can see a defensive guy. A defensive guy could do it.
And then he goes to his other guys.
Yeah.
So you're
like a defensive guy could do it. Just depending on, you got to have a monster.
You got to have a Ray Lewis 2000 type year.
Did Jerry ever win MVP? I mean, Super Bowl MVP, but like a regular season MVP?
Who? Jerry
Rice?
He may have that one year that he had.
He's the greatest of all time.
But I don't know. He had 22 TDs one year, so he may have.
Yeah, but who threw him? Steve?
No, Joe.
Not Joe.
There was your Joe throw him?
Joe Camel.
Maybe Joe won it.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's saying. I mean, all those stats go to him, and then he gets. Then I got.
He's also throwing to John Taylor and Roger Craig.
And I got 2 other guys too. So it's hard to.
Dwight Evans.
To jump over the quarterback, almost got to do insane stuff. Which, like you said, Antonio Brown's been catching like 130 balls a year.
That's like running backs.
I mean?
Running backs you can put in this list. Like Wilson loves Todd Gurley. Gurley has a monster year. The Rams somehow become like our playoff team.
I love Gurley.
Well, then he's in that conversation. So, I mean, there's some backs out there that could have monster years. I mean, look in Green Bay. Eddie Lacy. He trimmed. Does Eddie Lacy have a monster year? Well, there's a guy that we know what Rodgers can do. We know they can't, load the box up. So, Eddie Lacy guy could have a big year. So, I mean, there's some backs out there that could have monster years. And, Le'Veon Bell suspended, so that takes him out of the equation. Yeah. Rob?
Jerry Rice won the league's MVP in 1987.
Is that the year with 22? Yeah, you find it out for us.
Attaboy Pope. But I figured he might have had one, but like Willie said, it's just tough to get past that quarterback, especially, as long as you're not playing with like a Trent Dilfer that's just throwing it up for grabs. If you're playing with a guy like Montana and Young and, those guys, they're special.
No, they are. I mean,
but it's a great question, especially like they said, those 3 names you threw out there are guys that are, that are absolutely spectacular. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about Antonio, Julio, and Beckham. You know what I mean? We know he's he got little bitch tendencies. You know what I mean? But Beckham's we know what he can do. And a guy like, even Des Bryant, who's, hated in this, obviously the hatred in this room is, warranted, except for Pove. But, Des Bryant, there's another guy that's very, very, very talented.
Scumbag.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Agree with you 1,000%.
All right, so what do you guys want to take it from here? You want to get right into the running backs? You want to sort of preview a little bit, maybe some division winners?
Should we
talk
talk
about
to the Philadelphia Eagles a little bit?
Well, we're going to get into the Eagles. There's no
well,
question about it.
I think you
I want to talk about how I think that post by you last night was ridiculous.
No, you want to go right here, right now? I mean, is this what you want to do?
We want to.
Okay, because you keep drinking the Kool-Aid. You continue
I'm
to
not
drink
drinking
it,
the Kool-Aid.
and you haven't put it down ever.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid at all.
Okay, believe whatever you read then, Brian, because
I'm
everything
not
on the internet,
kosher.
everything on the internet's
How's
real.
it taste, Willie?
Come on, I mean, everything on the internet's real. Everything you read's real.
I'm not saying everything I read's real.
You're
You're not
saying-
smart enough
I'm
to read
Did you
deeper.
not watch the dude get smoked in the chest and then hold his stomach? Like the dude, he got hurt. He got hit hard.
And
He cracked the
continued to
rib.
play.
It's not like they said that his like he collapsed the lung. It's a cracked rib. It can happen. I could punch you right now and crack your rib.
Okay.
I do worse.
Okay, I'm not saying the guy's not a little banged up. I'm saying he's got a rib contusion. I'm not going to go as far and saying it's a big-time hairline fracture or whatever the hell they're trying to sell us on.
The hairline
It's a-
fracture's nothing. He's only gonna be out like 3 weeks, man.
Dude, it's an excuse not to play him. Do you understand
He's not gonna
this?
play anyway.
That's the point.
He played like shit anyway.
This is why you're a fucking idiot. And I can't
I'm
have
an idiot,
conversations with
and now you're
idiots.
cursing.
Because listen, you don't listen. You
I
get
am
stuck on
listening.
it, and you get tunnel vision. You're not listening
He
to what
didn't
I'm
play
trying to
well
say.
anyway the other game, the other day.
Dude, they don't want to listen to the we want Wentz chance this entire season.
They don't listen to us anyway, so who cares?
Listen, see, this is where you just don't.
I do. I know exactly what you're saying.
They don't want to
I
deal
don't
with
believe
it.
it.
It's an excuse to not have to deal with it. They can use the terms, he's behind the 8 ball.
Listen,
he's behind the
Mataraki,
curve.
okay?
What are you doing, dude? I mean, what are you talking about?
All right,
Don't
get a
compare
clue.
me to somebody else. There's no comparison
Listen. All right. Okay.
What's your point? Because you called me somebody else.
The
so
point
what's
is,
your point?
Carson Wentz is not going to play football this year for
No
this team.
shit. Okay, they told you he was going to be inactive
The
3
only
weeks
chance
ago.
he does is if we're 4-8. Then maybe he gets in. And we're not going to go 4-8. And I hope we're not going to be 4-8.
You just bother me because you're not.
I'm
understanding.
bothered because I'm just right.
Right about what? That he's
Well,
not
exactly
playing.
what I just
Everybody
said.
knows he wasn't going to play.
He's hurt.
Bri, the guy showed you some stuff Thursday night that he's got some abilities to play in this league, right? My freaking point that you're not listening to, and nobody else out there that doesn't get it is listening to, is that they don't want the controversy. And the only way to avoid that is use this injury and make it longer than it really is. That's the way to avoid it, because now all season they can say that he didn't get enough work preseason training camp to be ready, and it's going to take him a little longer. It's an excuse out is all I'm saying.
But not
yes,
when it,
we knew
not when it's like a little rib thing, though. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go with like a knee or something.
Well, no, because they can't sell him on that.
You know what I mean?
They can't sell him on that sweep to sit him down over a big-time fake injury. They can use this and prolong it the whole season, not the injury, but the fact that he's not ready, because if he played in all the rest of the 3 season games and he continued to progress, what are we going to want? Okay, what does the owner of this organization not want? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, but it's not what you want.
My God.
I'm not saying
I
you're
can't
wrong.
do it.
Why are you getting all
Because he gets it,
frustrated?
because him. It starts
I'm not
with freaking
saying
him,
that you're wrong.
and I can't
I'm
deal with it.
saying that he might not be ready. Is that far fetched? I mean, I'm not saying
He's not ready.
Bradford's the answer, but maybe this guy's not. Maybe he's not ready.
Guys
I
are
don't know.
not. Guys when they come in the league aren't ready.
Guys, we're not talking about
Think of a
what
guy
we-
that's been ready. Who's been ready?
Listen,
Ever.
Can you take a step back for a second? I'm not
there's-
talking about
there's been a
his
lot of
ability to be ready or not ready.
Who?
Marino, Kelly, all those guys play. Peyton.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
Peyton
saying.
threw
You know what I mean? There's
18
different
TDs,
guys.
19
then,
picks.
Then there's guys.
what?
Marino was the only one that had a really good year
Then
as
there's
a
guys-
rookie.
So what if he has a bad year?
then
I'm
there's
saying, but
guys-
he's not ready.
Then there's guys
Because
like
Bradford
Leaf.
could possibly win the division. That's why.
Well, I know he's not ready, but to the majority of this fan base, they want him to play now. All my point is,
I know
to you
that.
guys
I agree
is
with you on that.
Is that
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lurie does not want to deal with this all season. It's a way to get yourself out of it for a little bit at least. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can prolong it. Now this can last 6 to 8 weeks into a season where they're telling you Bradford struggles. Well, when they go to Daniel, that, Wentz is a little behind the curve because, he missed a lot of training camp and preseason games and stuff that he could have got working.
That's
It's just an
true,
excuse.
Just why move up?
He wasn't. It
why
wasn't
move
going to
up-
be true.
Why move up to 2 if you knew you were going to all these? You had all these these problems that you thought were on the horizon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like
why
it's not
sign
making any
Bradford?
sense.
If you have any inclination okay, that you're going to go up and draft a quarterback, you don't sign Bradford and Daniel then. You maybe sign Daniel, but you're not going to go sign Bradford to that kind of money. This is where the organization is failing. My rant wasn't as much about the injury. It's about this organization failing from top to bottom like we talk about week in, week out. But my man across from me doesn't seem to pick up on that they're failing as an organization.
They sell out every game.
No,
I mean,
like
they're not failing. What's
Wow,
about
wins and losses, brother.
Yeah,
Come on.
I agree that. But
We've
I'm saying,
struggled.
Yeah, but guess what? Jeffrey fucking Lurie don't give a shit, dude. He don't care. He cares about money. That's why he rehired Roseman, because they're just stacking money and laughing.
Before you
I hate it. I'm sorry.
No, because I was going to give you both sides of that too. Because like I said, I think you're both right. But like those other names that I mentioned, there's also Ryan Leaf, Tim Couch, Kelly Smith, all guys that obviously we saw what they could do. You know what I mean? So you can see. What
better know early than late.
Even really good,
I understand.
even really good quarterbacks struggle as a rookie.
Listen, I get that, but you're not. Listen, this is the thing, Wells. The fact I'm not talking about once he's.
I don't want to go fucking 4-12.
Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but once you sign Bradford and Daniel, right? Then you make that move. It's idiotic almost. It doesn't make sense. You can't go back and try to recreate what you did in the past. That's bad ownership. That's bad business.
But if you think he's going to be a stud, I make the move.
Now, what do you think they are with?
I'm okay with
Sam?
him not starting the first year. I'm fine with that.
How do you feel that they are with Sam? Like you just said,
I think
you don't
that
want to
we
be 4
can.
and 12.
If Sam plays well,
where do you feel?
I think our ceiling's 10 wins. I told you this. I don't think we can win more than 10 games because I just don't think we have the talent on the roster offensively to win more than 10 games. But I think our defense is going to be much improved. They won't be on the field as much as last year because we're not going to be running the hurry up all freaking game. And I think Sam's going to throw the ball well. Now,
these are all things that I'm not going to disagree with you on.
Are we going to catch it? I don't know. But I don't want to watch a rookie get banged around and suck and have us stink this year. I've had enough of sucking. I want to win some games. I want to at least have the illusion that we can make the fucking playoffs.
Listen, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. All I'm telling you from the beginning is that they don't want to deal with the controversy, so it's a way out. You rip the video, you rip what I said, and all I'm doing is trying to explain.
I didn't even watch it.
My point. Okay, you didn't watch it. Good. I don't care if you watched it, but you saw something.
I just
to say
know
about
it was a preference.
Yeah, but the point is that they just don't want to deal with it, Wells. That's all I'm saying. I understand that you don't want Wentz to start off the bat. I do. Like if I go up to 2 and invest in that, I want that to play. You don't learn by a clipboard. You learn by playing.
Well, there's guys that sat and
I don't know.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Stop it. You're a fucking idiot.
Aaron Rodgers.
Behind an all-time great. Behind an all-time great. You're going to compare it to
Okay,
now?
but
You're going to compare it to? No, you're an idiot. No.
McNabb sat behind Peterson.
He was middle of the first round. He wasn't drafted 2. You didn't go up to get him.
Middle of the first round. He was third pick.
Who? Rodgers?
McNabb.
We're talking. Dude, stop living in the past with the Eagles. I'm talking. You talked about Rodgers behind Favre, and I'm saying it's the middle of the first round pick.
I said
All right,
McNabb sat. He was third overall.
go
He
with-
sat for 3/4 of the season
If you don't
until
wanna
we were 4-8.
If you don't want to go with him, that's fine. But we're going to go with Favre, Steve Young.
Yeah.
They all
There's
sat.
a
Guys,
bunch
behind
of
all-time
guys.
greats.
Tom
What are you
Brady.
guys
They
talking
still
about?
sat.
Bledsoe.
Tom Brady.
Bledsoe the face of the organization. He's a franchise quarterback in this
Okay,
league
he
at the
still
time.
sat.
I know,
Dude,
but
it's a
still
7th round
sat,
pick.
though.
Are
Because
we
he wasn't ready.
Oh my God, I can't do it. Like
they
I gotta
still
go.
sat
I'll go
because
talk
he
sports with
wasn't
other
ready.
guys who get it.
They
You're
still
comparing guys
sat.
who sat
So
behind all time.
So you want him to start like J.P. Losman, and then he stinks. And then we wasted a second pick.
You're talking about guys who sat behind all-time greats.
Okay.
Matt Leinart. I
So
mean,
what?
Come on, these guys were terrible. There's a lot of
These-
guys. that are
some of them, they
terrible,
go in, they get thrown into the fire. It doesn't work out, and guess what? They're scarred, and they're never good.
Well, then they weren't going to be good enough anyway.
Maybe.
Agreed with that, 100%.
You know what I mean? You're
and
either
this
good or
kid,
you're good,
This
you're
kid
not.
looks tough. This kid looks tough, whether the talent's going to play or not. Yeah, one thing you saw on Thursday, this hombre's tough. This kid's a tough hombre.
Give me
This kid's
a
tough
quarterback
hombre.
that was drafted top 5 that sat behind a average to below average quarterback.
There's probably a bunch.
Recently, Wells, come on, hit me with him. Hit me with him. Because I'll wait. Because when you go up to 1 or 2, that quarterback's playing most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah, but they don't do anything.
It doesn't matter. It's the
It matters
building
if they
block.
think that we can go to the playoffs with Sam. Then yeah, we want to go to the playoffs.
I get that, but then I don't go up to 2 then. That's all. I don't
So
go up to
then
2.
you don't like to pick.
No, I don't like to pick if you're going to spend all the money on 2 other quarterbacks. I don't like to pick. I think it's stupid then. I like to pick in Carson Wentz. I don't like the way they're going about it.
All right.
That's all. I understand that they can win better with Bradford right now if he's healthy. I get all that. But why do we even The fact that we're having a quarterback controversy with Sam Bradford is a freaking problem to me because this isn't Steve Young. This isn't this isn't Joe Montana. This isn't Brett Favre. This is a guy in this league. It's all he is.
Well, the smartest guy in the room is Daniel's agent. Right, because he got him $7 million, and that's the problem. Because if Wentz was just the second guy, then he's one hit away, and we know Sammy's made of glass, and then you got your chance to see if he can do anything and play a little bit. You know what I mean? But now when you're talking about inactive or being the third guy, you know, as an Eagle fan, you got to watch this other guy. You got to watch this 5'11" absolute shitburger steal money and go in there and try to, you know, I mean, I know the line was terrible and a couple guys dropped passes, but that was an abomination on Thursday.
Dude, Chase Daniels stinks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. He's not good.
No, I know this.
There's a reason he's been in the league 5 years and he's played like 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he stinks. Now, did we pay him just because he knows the offense and he can help Sam and Carson along the way? Maybe. Probably overpaid him.
Yeah, system guy, you know what I mean?
You know, but that's pretty much all we got out of him. I don't expect him to do anything. If he has to come in, if Bradford's not playing, we're in big trouble this year. Not for the future, hopefully with Carson, but for this year, we're in big trouble.
Adam Morgan.
And I want to win games.
Adam Morgan leaves the game. It's being hit in the bicep.
Who
Good.
cares? Hopefully got hit in the neck and died on the mound.
No, but are you catching on to the fact of what they don't want, though? Like, I understand what you're saying, that they think they can win, they think they can go to the playoffs.
No, I would think you would want your rookie quarterback to get as much work as possible in preseason, so I don't agree.
They don't want to deal with this all preseason.
Yeah, but the thing is, listen, you can say that, but they don't. The fans can chant whatever they want. If I'm Jeffrey Lurie, okay, they can chant whatever they want. I don't give a shit.
They're still going to come.
They're still going to be there. It's not like they're going to stop going to games. They're going to sell out every game, dude. Yeah, if we go 1-15, we'll sell out.
Yeah, that's the only way you're ever going to get your voice heard is if you actually sack up and do something. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those, guys were tailgating and went in at halftime. Like, it's a preseason game. You're not going in at halftime when the season starts. You understand? So who? I'm just saying. That's
not to mention
those guys thought they were making a statement like, "Hey, we're gonna go in at halftime," so we could just see Wentz and show us, and we're gonna show him. Yeah, okay, dude. He's laughing all the way to the bank. Bro.
Exactly.
It's a preseason game.
Plus, it's 110 degrees out. Why are you even going to that game?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So
anyone that went to that game, I got issues.
Listen, I agree with both of you. I know what you're saying, and it happens in sports, and it's a business. So the business side tells you, hey, this is a possibility, especially since they announced it weeks ago that he was going to be inactive or he's going to be the third quarterback, whatever the hell they said. All right, and to Willie's point, the dude got drilled. All right, so it's there. All right, the question is, are they just, they're just trying to milk it for what it's worth, and they think that's going to shut people up, which is not. I mean, we all know that his head didn't fall off. It's one thing if it's, if it was his elbow or something when we're like, then you're like, you know what, man, let's not take a chance with that. His elbow's a little sore. He twisted his knee or something.
It just allows him to segue into the inactive very easy. That's all it allows him to do. The whole argument's based on them just being allowed now and having no, back and forth or take no heat from the fan base when they can just say, oh, well, you know what, he's inactive now. And they don't take any heat for it because the guy was hurt.
Well, I mean, shame on Lurie, first of all, for being a jackass and not knowing where he's the owner at. Because in Philly, you're always going to get it, right? So what do you think you're gonna accomplish by trying to You think you're going to, make the fans happy, because he's injured? No. People like you and other people either see through that or either buy it or don't buy it, and they're going to clamor anyway.
Yeah, I don't buy any of this shit.
So it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know what his master plan is. Like, you're owner. No, you're the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I know.
Go get it.
Listen,
right? You're in a major market. Go get it.
You know what his master plan is?
People are tired of losing.
He doesn't want his quarterback right now to deal with anybody over his shoulder. He doesn't want him to deal with it. He paid him a lot of money, right?
We know Sam's pussy. We know Sam's
Yeah, but they've had so many behind closed doors conversations, the two of them, that came out where he's ensured him that he's the guy, right? So this whole thing, if you look at it, like, I'm not trying to make it a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying that it makes sense that it gives them a way out. That's all. It just gives him a way out.
No, it does.
We can't bark for him week one now. We can't. Our hands are tied.
The fact that he only played, the only fact
you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, the fact that he only played.
That's fine. You can say nothing too.
The fact that he only played 3 plays.
Yeah, you haven't. You feel like you made your point. You didn't. You went in a different direction completely than what I'm talking about.
I mean,
about winning and losing. I'm not talking about that.
To your point, the fact that
that's what it's about.
The fact that he only played 3 plays didn't help it. So I don't even know why they put him in front of a microphone. But all the questions were regarding Wentz.
Yeah.
So to your
get
point,
in here. Will you get in here?
To your point, he's like.
Second.
To your point, he only played 3 plays. I don't know why they didn't send him home. But to your point, it's like, come on, dude, enough. I got to talk about Howdy Doody.
Yeah.
Like, what do you ask me about Howdy Doody?
And that's all he's going to deal with all year. That's all he's going to deal with until the guy is essentially removed from it. And I'm not saying the guy didn't take we know he took a big lick.
Yeah.
But all reports that were coming out afterwards that, listen, if you have a hairline fracture in your ribs, it hurts to laugh. It's a lot of pain. And all reports were he was having a ball after the game laughing. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have a bone contusion or he didn't take a little lick to the ribs, right? But I don't think it's a hairline fracture. I think it's just a bone contusion, a little knock, right? He's a little sore, and now they can use it for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's got rib pads.
Yeah, they can use it 2 or 3 weeks now. They have an excuse to use it. That's all the point is. And I think the organization that has no VP of player personnel, who is that guy? We don't know who that guy is. They don't know who that guy is. It's a clusterfuck. And I'm tired of it. I'm not going to continue to drink Kool-Aid and fall for this shit year in, year out. I'm just not going to do it anymore. This has been a bad organization over the last few years. And it's gotten worse. And then we can think that, a change of culture and Doug Peterson's going to make this team better. Listen, these guys were quitters. These guys quit on the last coach. The guy's out the door. Your right tackle's got nothing but bad things to say about him. That same freaking right tackle that we'll segue right into goes and gets hit with a 10-game suspension that's coming up, right? But he had a lot to say about the coach walking out the door. These guys on this team,
maybe
a lot of softness here, in my opinion, because go play. Don't worry about a guy who's not here anymore.
There's got to be accountability. I mean, start to look in the mirror.
Right? Because we guys, we know this. We watch sports all enough. First to go.
What does he lose? 30 mil?
Who's the first to go?
He loses the signing bonus.
In an organization, who's the first to go?
Coach.
Coach. So it's easy to run him out.
Coach, GM, then players usually.
No.
Yeah.
The GM is not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, we know that.
And in baseball, it's usually sometimes a hitting coach, a pitching coach. If the manager's been there a while, they'll try to, in their minds, weed somebody else out first. Once again, there's no accountability. In pretty much in all sports, you very rarely see it where somebody steps up and says, "Yeah, it's my fault." I take 1,000% responsibility for this organization. Going in the shitter, or I signed these guys. I did this. This is on me. And until you get that accountability, it's tough to, it's tough for anybody else to respect you or to start over, like, so to speak.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, that's one thing that we know how he's a crumb, but that's one thing he should have stood in front of the microphone, months ago and said, like, hey, I was responsible for this, and me and Chip weren't on the same page. Now we're going to go down a different path, and let's see if we can get this back to where we need to get it.
And you know what the funny thing is?
He just continues to hide, in his luxury box.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is, Sweepsy? He's never. We don't know what he does.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, even though, like, to your point, like, which is spot on, like, through the Chip years, like, how he just moved his office. It was so weird. Like, dude, like, you guys are having a conflict, but you're keeping this guy, but he's not a GM anymore. Like, I don't understand. Like, that guy deserves to get fired. I mean, listen, I'm not a Howie Roseman hater by any stretch, but the guy, he's had a chance to draft well and do things. And ever since Andy left, his drafts haven't been good. They haven't. His first-round picks have missed a lot, and now we got to trust in him, Sweepsy, to move up to 2, give up the farm, to go get your supposed franchise quarterback. I trust Wentz. I just don't know if I trust the guy who picked him. You know what I mean? That's what makes me – the only thing that makes me nervous about Carson Wentz, because he can play in this league. I mean, a guy who can extend plays like that, big arm, he can play in this league, right? We saw flashes of the ability to play in this league. I just don't trust the guy who drafted him. I don't trust the guy who's got to put players around him. We talk about what happened in Indy to Andrew Luck with no talent around him. I'm nervous this is happening here. I really am.
Yeah, I mean.
And now your right tackle's gone. He's on his way out. 10 games. See ya.
Especially when there's other guys on.
Is it for sure though? I thought they were waiting to the second.
Okay,
they're waiting to the second test came back.
Appeal or something.
There's a second sample because apparently he claims. I mean, he could have been just juicing again because he has failed a drug test before. But he claims that the thing that he was taking, the supplement he was taking, he contacted the NFL, which is what you're supposed to do, and they told him it's good. There's no banned substances in it. He can take it. So They said they're waiting for the second.
Well, they sent
sample.
the product itself out to get tested as well. We had Mark Eckel on the other night, and he told us, he reiterated that they're sending that what he took out to get tested as well to see exactly what's in it or what came up in it, that whatever. But again, it's like a DUI. You know what I mean?
I mean,
once you get one and you get that second one, it's hard for people to believe you.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? It's tough. So, I mean, that's sort of where it is when you talk about Lane Johnson. It's like getting a DUI. Here's your second one, but you're going to take shots at the NFLPA, which I understand if you're right, but it doesn't look good for you. And my point about Lane Johnson is he's a guy who Chip Kelly took number 3 overall, blah, 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 blah. Was the first draft that, he was a part of here. And this guy pretty much had a lot to say about him on the way out the door. But then a few months after that, after you got a lot to say about Chip Kelly, you're testing positive and hurting your football team for 10 games? And that's trouble to me. I guess, I make a statement, boys. I want your opinion on this. I cut his ass. If he's suspended for 10 games, he's no longer on this football team.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I will.
But first off, if he gets suspended for 10 games, he's in big trouble anyway because he loses.
He can never get
$34 million. He loses $34 million.
And he can never. He never will get guaranteed money again.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. And
So once the second one, you can't get guaranteed money again. It's all
I love
play.
where your head's at, but Hard Knocks is a perfect example of it. As I sat there on my couch, I said, I kind of mini respect that Jeff Fisher, but I don't. Because if that's Goff, Todd Gurley with a girl in his room, they get fined. They don't get through. That young kid got his ass thrown off the team. You know what I mean? Told him to pack his shit.
Eagles
Go. I understand we
Tell
live
him
in
to
that
get another
world.
tattoo.
I understand we live in that.
The
we
Eagles
live in that
picked him
world.
up.
But I'm just saying, like that's just.
Sure we did.
You know what I mean?
No, we
So
did.
if you want to,
Doug likes that.
Not too many guys are going to make statements like that. You know what I mean? Where that's whoa. You know what I mean? Like.
No, and sometimes you have to, though, to make a point. This guy's hurting your football team. I don't know. What direction?
Just, like I said, it goes back to, what they did, with the draft. You know what I mean? It's, Tunsil scared everybody off, but, you saw this offensive line's not very good. So, I mean, that might have been the guy. Defense, as much as you love Ramsey, and the defense is pretty darn good. I think it's going to be pretty darn good. To have that, to have a shot maybe at a tackle right there, and then either in the second round you find somebody else as a stopgate quarterback until the next draft.
And if you're not good, this year, you still have your first round pick.
Yeah.
So like the pressure on us to be good is even more. Wells, to your point, like to want to win, because if you lose, you're not getting nothing out of it. So you almost want to be in the 20 to the 25 range, so you're not losing a top 10 pick. It's going to really hurt. We're looking into next year if we finish if we're a real bad team and we're like a top 5, 6 pick, that's where it's going to be like wow, what do we do? Yeah. But that's if Wentz isn't the guy though. It all comes down to how good he is. That it doesn't matter what you gave up if he's a stud.
Exactly.
Exactly. Listen,
So it only hurts if he's not.
Yeah,
Don't matter.
Yeah,
exactly. It only hurts if he's not.
I wouldn't think it was a bad move, but it's talking about necessity, what you need now. To Willie's point, like he doesn't want to go 1-15. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys when they were
Nobody does.
when they were rebuilding,
Yeah,
when they
I'm right with
drafted
them.
Aikman. You know what I mean? So if they don't want to do that, then maybe the giant monster tackle was the pick, and then you just hope to.
The calm before
you hope
the
the other
storm.
guy. You hope the other guy gives you 2 years until somebody else comes down the road, or you find that sleeper in the next round. But no, I mean I don't have. I don't.
Well, how did the Eagles?
I like Wentz too.
Well, how did and I'm not going backwards.
But if you're not going to play him, then you feel like shit. You know what I mean? Now we got to lose again for 2 more years till he's ready.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So next year, and this is my issue, next year becomes like a rookie year for him. Well, now we're doing it again.
Yeah,
So,
but
it's about playing
It's
time.
a rookie year, but you have the reps. You got. It's different.
This is where I disagree with you because the speed of the game and the speed of live regular season NFL action is fast, and that's where
It's
the
fast
learning
in the preseason too.
not as fast.
Not as fast, but still fast.
But still a learning curve. I want him to go through the learning curve because now you're saying, okay, he's going to go through the learning curve next year. Well, we're in the same spot then. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
why not get it out of the system? That's all I'm saying.
Guys that are athletic and tough and have big arms, it just seems to play no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, because I thought the same thing about Flacco. You know what I mean? Delaware guy, you know, the speedy NFL is going to eat him up, and we saw what he's able to do, you know. So North Dakota State, you know, at first it scares you. I mean, I know they're good and they win all the time, but you're like, you know what I mean, is he seeing what he's supposed to see, you know? And then he does good in the Senior Bowl and all those other things.
Well, you know, his
you know
thing
I mean?
is, and this
but
is
he's
the
so
thing.
athletic and it's got such a big arm.
But this is the
that
weird
play,
thing.
that
This is
plays.
the weird thing about him is that he's pro style ready in terms of reading and adjustments and calling plays at the line. Like the whole time in North Dakota, he ran his own plays at the line. There was no, like he had carte blanche, the audible into anything he wanted to. So he's running like a pro style type offense, doing that kind of stuff. So my thing, he's above the curve and that kind of thing. To your point, Wilson, this is where I think you're right with this, is they want to win this year. They don't want to go through that. But then where I think our points tie in is that, one, they don't want to hear we want Wentz the whole season. They don't want to deal with that because winning or losing, as soon as Bradford throws a ball in the dirt, that's what people are going to be hearing, right?
Sure.
So to tie in both our points, they want to win,
that goes away
and they don't want to deal with the QB controversy. They don't want their baby Sammy Sleeves to deal with it. So this is all circles in that if you really think about it, all our points are valid in this argument.
Yeah,
you might not like mine or where I'm going with it, but
it's not that I don't like
there's
yours.
validity to it, though.
If you win, everything
There's
goes
validity
away.
to it.
If you win, everything goes away.
It's not a crock of shit. What I'm saying is not a crock of shit. I don't want to keep harping on it. I did a 26-minute freaking video on it last
27.
night. Was it 27?
Don't cut yourself
Guys
short.
locked in. Guys locked in.
I'm surprised the sunglasses weren't on.
Will you stop
Be
it?
honest.
It's unbelievable. You take, your shots are just not good anymore.
I get you
You
upset
gotta
real
pick
quick.
your spots.
No, you don't get me upset. But I'm trying to say that our
You've been
points,
upset your whole life.
both points are valid, Brian. All right? That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay. Agree, disagree.
All right, what's some directions they go if
That's the show.
If Lane Johnson's suspended? What do you think?
Do we have to go? Do we have to see if we can pick up another guy? We might have to.
According to Douglas, the bodies
Because
are in
Andrew
the room.
Gardner stinks.
According to Douglas, the bodies are in the room, Willie. We got the bodies in the room. Yeah, they're just on the ground. There's no life in them. But the bodies are in the room, according to him.
I don't like Doug Peterson.
Yeah, I'm just giving you.
Like
an excerpt. I'm just giving you a little excerpt of the.
I really think.
What he said.
I like Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
I don't like Doug Peterson one bit. I think he stinks. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little early.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I mean.
But just listening to him talk and looking at him, I just think like he's like a senile old man or something.
I got you.
Well, what's it? The former Giants tackle, is it Andrew Beatty? Some interest in him, free agent. Looks like they're probably gonna bring him in here.
Will Beatty or Andrew?
It might be Will Beatty. I don't even. The guy's a turnstile. So I mean, does his name really matter? I was trying to look him up, but yeah, I think it is Will Beatty. I'll give you the exact name on this crumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Beatty.
I know.
But now they're bringing him in. 31 years old. He struggled a lot, so it's just another
31
body.
years old, struggle a lot.
It's just because how important tackles are in this league, and all teams have a shortage of them. So if a guy's out there in free agency, most likely he's just not good enough, or he'd be somewhere. Because teams are looking for right and left tackles.
All the time.
Premium, and this guy's out there, so he'll be another body brought in case Lane Johnson's suspension does hit. But let's take a break, and on the other side, we'll give our top 4 running backs in each division. And what we'll do the last week before the season starts is when we'll give our winners. So we'll go, we're going to break down QBs. We did a couple weeks ago. Now we're going to go to running backs. We'll do wide receivers. We'll break it all down. And at the very end, right before the season starts, we'll give you our predictions on who wins each division. It's Agree or Disagree right here on the Worldwide Leader of Real Talk, HUDRadio.com. It's been brought to you by BMW Atlantic City. This month, they challenge their sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. At least a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320i with xDrive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience. It's closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 on the Parkway. Online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com.
You're listening to the Bad Boys of Sports Talk. Agree to disagree right here on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. With over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com. Hey, do you consider yourself the next Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. $125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
Welcome back. Agree, disagree to Bad Boys of Sports Talk right here on the worldwide leader of Real Talk, A2DRadio.com. This is the flagship show. Like, you know, the worldwide leader of bullshit has their flagship, which is Sports Center. We trump that shit. But we are sponsored every Sunday by BMW of Atlantic City, our show sponsor, our studio sponsor. You can find them right on the web, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. This next segment, we're going to get into our top 4 running backs in each division. That's brought to you by the Sports Outlet, located in Glendora, New Jersey. Find them on the web, sportsoutletinc.com. If you're just joining us, our poll question you can vote on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Who wins the NFL MVP in 2016? You got Rodgers, Peterson, Newton, or you got somebody else? Vote in. You can write it in. We'll read it on air for you, give you a little love, and then maybe crush you. It all comes full circle. We'll do that for you.
Love and crush.
Poll question was brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located Cherry Hill, New Jersey. ScanzanoSports.com is how you can reach them. And Steven Matz just gave up a hit, so.
Ha! Good job, Poe.
Yes, sir. Jinxed them.
So what we'll do.
Hey, at least I didn't miss a no-hitter.
True.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, as soon as somebody brings it up, it's how the baseball gods work.
Yeah, we definitely throw a cooler off somebody's head when they mention it in the dugout.
Cool. Well, let's start with the AFC East. Oh, okay. You all right?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm having a huge fantasy day somehow. I might be coming back. Tulo 3 for 3, bets 4 for 4.
I see you like
everyone's running up today.
You're like a little kid on Christmas over there. You're all geeked up. It's not going to make Tom happy. He hates fantasy for some reason.
I know. He doesn't.
No, I don't hate fantasy. I just hate.
He's talking about fantasy.
No, I hate. Nobody likes to hear anybody else's team. Like, it's the one thing in fantasy. Like, nobody cares about somebody else's team.
Well, what we will
Come
say.
on, we know this.
Since
Like,
we
you know
are
what I mean?
since we are a sports station, we will tell you that Mookie Betts is 4 for 4 with 8 RBIs and 3 homers through 5 innings for the Boston. So possible 4-homer game. Maybe switch the MLB Network, check it out, while listening to us, obviously.
I really hope I'm not playing against them. I had a little lead going in today.
Yeah, it's
I
only
think
the
I'm
fifth
playing
inning.
against the Red Sox.
The Red Sox are up 14-1 the
I
fifth.
think I'm playing against the Red Sox.
They did a really good job of holding on to them kids, and not
good
and
point.
not
Yeah,
dealing them.
Bradley Jr. I think everyone kind of really thought Betts was going to be a stud. He's a little younger, but
Yeah.
Bradley Jr. toiled for a few years.
Yeah, he did.
And they kept him, and he's had a really, really good season.
Well, both Betts and Bradley
And
Jr.
Bogarts,
were
too.
both talks in the Hamels deal before he was dealt to Texas. There were some guys that were mentioned like before that season started that's who the Phillies were targeting was Mookie Betts and Bogarts, and give the Red Sox credit for holding on to a couple of their pieces that are definitely panning out for them right now.
They're definitely playing well.
Well, and guys that have got an opportunity because they stunk and they said, let's go play baseball, like we've been asking over the bridge to do the last for the last couple months. Go play.
And they're gonna play soon.
Let them play.
Charlie Blackmon
They're only
just
8
homered
back.
again.
They're only eight away from 500 too. Crazy.
What are they, like 6.5 of a wild card too?
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I just thought it was kind of cool to 8 away from 500, which
Been playing pretty
you
good.
feel like you're congratulating mediocrity, but who would ever thought they could get that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's baby steps.
Yeah.
You progress from last year to this year as an organization. So you'll take it. But getting into
Charlie Blackmon did just homer for the Rockies to tie it up against the Phils.
Yeah,
Charlie Blackmon
monster
apparently
series.
loves to hit in Philly.
Yeah. Might
Bring
wanna
him
sign
in.
Might
Might
want
wanna
to sign
bring
him.
him in, yeah.
Loves it here.
Well, we're going to get into a lot of Phillies talk. We'll get into baseball talk. We got Olympic talk. We're going to get into 5 questions with Rob Povey as well. But we're going to right now do our top 4 running backs in each division, starting with the AFC East. And number 1 will be I think consensus here, LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
McCoy, Wells.
Correct.
2, Foster.
I go Forte.
No, he isn't. He is with the Jets. I forgot all about him being with the Jets.
Forte.
Holy shit.
And
Yep.
I do love Foster, but you know how.
Well, no, yeah, Fortes too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
No, I'm saying like the next one. Like if Foster can be healthy, I like him 3. But the Deion Lewis combo. You know the Patriots are going to do something. They find a way. So he's going to plug.
Yeah, they do.
Plug and play. He's going to find a way.
Their numbers will probably be better than number 1.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah, like 4 guys.
Yeah.
4 guys. Yeah.
4 guys like rushing for like 6, 6, 6, and 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Now, is Arian going to start for Miami? I guess.
Yeah, health wise, yeah. See how
Because
he
I
feels.
like the other kid too. What's his name?
Yeah, he played last year, Avadi.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on health. I guess you have to see
Yeah,
how.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, if he's
how close
healthy.
he is, you know what I mean?
If he's healthy, he
Arian's
could be
a
better.
stud when healthy.
He could be better than Forte if he's healthy.
Be better than Sean.
Yeah.
He could be
Good,
number
good.
1.
Yeah, you're
Could.
right. Absolutely.
So we'll go 4th is New England just because there's not a name really there. It's more guys.
Yeah, Deion Lewis and company.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick and company.
Yeah, Inc.
Let's go right to the AFC North. And you got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns.
I think it's got to go Le'Veon to start, right?
Absolutely.
Number 1.
For me,
I mean, he needs to
no
be healthy
difference.
more than he has been, but he's an absolute stud when he's on the
needs
field.
to not be suspended as much as he has been.
Well, that's true,
and that'll
too.
help him out.
He's just,
Yeah, I mean, if that was like 5
you know,
or 6
he's-
games, I think we take him out of the top pedestal. But like 2 games, I think we leave him there. I mean, for me, he's tremendous.
practice high, play high, score high, That's Le'Veon's goal.
I went 4 set too. I mean, it could be him or Him or Hill. It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm going to go Hill, actually. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jeremy Hill, too. Forsett, 3.
I just feel with Bernard still there, you feel like – I mean, it doesn't take anything away from Hill, but I feel like he's just that goal line guy. You know what I mean? Like,
go
you know, he's,
I actually go Gio Bernard 4.
yeah, over Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
got
Duke.
You. I mean, I hate Cleveland, but I do like Duke.
I like Duke,
a little
too.
bit. I mean, you know, the
I don't know. Is he
dumpster
even
fire
gonna play?
that's the Cleveland.
Cleveland, you never even know.
I agree with you.
I thought he was
It's
going to play last
disgusting.
year, and then Crowell was the one that did most of the damage.
Nah,
So,
I
like,
agree
you know,
with you. I agree with you. It's like you never know what they're going to do. I know
who knows?
They drive you up a wall. So, but
I hate
hate
the
him
Cleveland Browns.
I had him for, but
But
I do like Gio.
I'll go Gio Bernard 4.
We know Willie likes to do that. He likes to throw the backups in there, which is
Gio Bernard's a good player.
Oh, he's a tremendous player. Tremendous player. I took him, first 2 years he was in the league. I had him as a sneaky rookie.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Took him off the board at I don't know, it might have been the 8th round or something, because I watched Hard Knocks, and then the guys in my fantasy league were like, "What's this guy doing?" I said, "Don't worry about it."
So we're going Bell 1, Hill 2.
I go Bell 1, Hill 2, Forsett 3, Bernard 4.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me it's a toss-up, but I mean, I like what Forsett was able to do last year, and I think they're more of a, they like to pound the ball more. If they, they like to set up Joe, with a good ground game if they can. You know what I mean? So if they can establish him early, then then it allows Joe to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, this should be a fun one. The AFC South, and I might come out and say this. It might be the combo in Tennessee with Henry and Murray.
Well, but can you do that though? Or I thought we were
went-
doing individual back.
I went Lamar Miller 1.
Well, Miller.
I think Miller's 1. I think
Miller's
Miller
1.
is primed for a big year in Houston, by the way, because the Dolphins seem. You know what? This is everything against that awful franchise that you love. Is what are they doing? I swear to God, how many times I couldn't tell you where I'm watching Red Zone or something, and it's like Lamar Miller, 7 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown, and then he ends up with 13 carries for 85. Like, we would just stop giving the ball after the first quarter? What's going on over there? What were they doing? You know what I blame? I blame that long-faced queer Philbin.
Yeah. No, you're right. You always
Right,
feel-
someone should
feel
be feeding him oats out of a barrel. Freaking horse face.
No, he always felt like he went to sleep after the first or second quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Feed
I
him.
don't
Feed
even
him.
know. Like went to sleep.
Feed
Like
him.
was it him or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
they just
no,
stop
no.
giving the ball?
No, he never got enough touches.
I don't understand. I didn't understand it. But I think Lamar Miller can really play. Miller's my top guy in the South.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go on a limb. This is bold predictions. I'm going to go Derrick Henry, too. This division's not good with running backs. I mean, this isn't a lower division by any stretch.
I went to Marco too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go DeMarco.
I'm gonna step it up.
TJ Yeldon.
I'm looking a little deeper.
4-4.
Gore's 4.
I'm actually going DeMarco 2, Gore 3, Henry 4. I hate TJ Yeldon. I think he stinks.
I think he stinks too. I'm going. Well, what I got?
Typical
I got Henry.
Alabama suck back.
I'm not even putting Murray on this list because I just refuse to do it. So I'm going Henry 2, and then.
Well, there's an Alabama guy.
I do like that. I think he's. I mean, if any of them are going to be good, he better be, right?
He's a moose.
Yeah, he is.
He's a moose.
He's a moose knuckle. He looks like Lacey.
He does.
He runs hard.
Bigger Lacey, yeah.
And I think they're going to have a good, nice little 1-2 punch there.
Hey, you saw it last night, right? DeMarco, 7 for 90 in a touch, and Henry 10 for 75 in a touch.
Well, Matthew Berry said it well last night, and I'm not a big Matthew Berry guy, but he was talking about.
I like Matthew Berry.
He was talking about his numbers in terms of what happened here in Philly in terms of X amount of carries. Under that, he averaged like 3.1 yards a carry. So what he's saying is it might hurt the dual back, might hurt Murray by not getting the carries, not getting in the groove. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, it also could just be that we didn't use him properly.
Well, that could be. Listen, that could be big
or
part of it too.
that he got his money and checked out. Any of them could have happened.
Yep.
Well, now he's got to play.
We definitely saw a lot of pitter pat.
Yeah,
You know
don't
what I mean?
get me started.
I mean, like
Last night
you
there
know what
wasn't
I mean?
pitter pat.
I
It was a
know.
whole
He hit the
go.
hole.
No,
He hit the
I'm
hole.
saying
It's soft.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, to his point, like, I don't think he was used right, but we saw a lot of pitter-pat, softness, checked out,
I feel like-
check out ability.
Not the guy. It wasn't the guy who ran in Dallas the year before.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was a different
he
guy.
also could have been that he was just not reading the defense properly from the fact that we were,
Whatever, yeah.
we're
Zone
running
reads,
from
whatever,
he's not used to running from that kind of that kind of an offense, I will say, but he still did. He didn't hit the hole hard last year at all. He just didn't. And if you want to try to tell me that I'm wrong, you go watch tape. You're an idiot. He didn't hit the hole hard at all.
He's a downhill guy, and he never, just never feel like he never got to that,
Yeah. Now, do I still think DeMarco Murray can play? I do. And I wish that it would have worked out here, but they could have a really good combo over there in Tennessee Titan land.
Agreed.
No, they could. Go into the West. Charles 1. I got Murray 2.
Yeah, kind of like Murray. C.J. Anderson, a little Melvin Gordon type. I mean, I don't know if Anderson comes back. He started to show a little flashes.
I was going to say, at the end of the season, he did. I'm actually going to I actually go him, C.J. Anderson second. Jamal, I think, is clearly 1, right?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, is he going to be healthy?
I know.
Who knows? The kid that's the backup for them played pretty well, too.
Oh, all 3 guys.
West.
Right?
Yeah, Charkandrick.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go. I'll go Jamal 1. I'll go C.J. Anderson 2. I will go Latavius Murray 3.
Yeah, that's
and 4.
That's where I'm at. Melvin Gordon. If
Yeah,
you want to,
I guess
or
Melvin
another
Gordon.
Guy.
Yeah, I'll go 4
there. Or you can
there.
put the other Chiefs guy there. But, yeah, I mean, I think.
I just swap Murray and
I got you.
And Anderson.
And Anderson.
Yeah, that's the only change there. That's a pretty easy division. Going to the NFC East now.
Okay, well, I'm going to go.
You don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it, but I'm going to go
have to.
Ezekiel Elliott 1.
You have to. I mean, if Matthew stays healthy, of course he's number 2, and you would hope that he's on his heels trying to be 1, but it's got to be Elliott for me.
I don't think it can be yet.
You know what I mean?
I think it is.
I need to see him play, guys.
I think it is, dude.
I think you need to see him play.
I think Ezekiel Elliott 1. I think.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing for a guy who hasn't played yet in this league.
That's fine.
A crown. Here we go.
Fine.
Put a crown on his head. The guy's never played before.
I will.
Now we're
fine.
crowning.
I did too.
I'm going to Ezekiel Elliott 1.
I think they're all 4.
It's not very delicious.
They're all 4.
It's Matthews, Matt Jones, and Rashad Jennings.
They all stink. They're all guys.
I actually would go just because I like his receiving ability. I'm going to go I'm going to go Ryan Matthews 2.
I know you're thinking.
Hopefully
Vereen.
he's healthy,
Vereen.
but I'm going to go Vereen 3, Matt Jones 4. I think Rashad Jennings is terrible.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
And
that's why I had him 4, but I didn't think about Vereen. That's a good point.
I'll go Vereen 3.
I like Vereen.
Yeah, I can't put Elliott 1 yet. Just, not that he's not better than the rest of them guys. I just want to see him play. I mean, I don't want to see him play, but we need to see him play.
Well, we're going to.
We need to see him play before we're saying he's better than guys who have been in the league for a second. But so that whole division, we're weak at running back in the NFC East. NFC North, Pack, Lions, Vikings, Bears, AP 1.
Lacey, Langford, and Amir Abdullah for me.
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
I'm right with that list,
Same
too.
with you.
Right with that list. We might as well just switch it right up to NFC South.
Go ahead. One of you can go first.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I think I'm going to have to go. This division's interesting, too.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
But I think I have to go with Freeman 1.
Yep.
2. I will go Doug Martin 2. I'm going to go Ingram 3.
Ding, 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 ding.
And
Stewart 4.
Stewart 4.
That's what I did.
I actually went different, but
I like Jonathan Stewart, but
Yeah.
this division is actually
I went
solid at running back.
Yeah, I went
They're
Muscle
solid.
Hamster 1.
Pocket Kryptonite.
I like that little Muscle Hamster, Doug
Yeah.
Martin. I went him 1, and but then after that, it's pretty much chalk with you guys. Devonta 2. I actually went Stewart 3.
Yeah, I don't
Ingram
disagree
4.
with it.
Not that I don't like Ingram, it's that
I feel like
he's
he
done it
doesn't get
once in
used.
5 years. Let me see him do it again.
And I feel like he falls in that same category you're talking about. He doesn't get used properly.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Like he gets down to the goal line when he's the goal line guy, and then all of a sudden the dude with the dreadlocks, was stealing touches from him.
Who,
down
Cadet?
There. Yeah, plunging
Tavares
in
Cadet?
Until he got hurt.
Kyrie Robinson.
Yeah,
All of
that's
them.
it, yeah.
There's so many of them.
But here's the thing, what did they do with their defense? They did nothing. So they're going to be in a lot of shootouts. So I don't like any of the running backs. Yeah.
I totally agree. I actually like Breeze this year because I think they're going to throw the ball 50 times a game.
They always do, even when they were winning.
I'm just saying that they have to because they stink.
No, they do.
And when they were good, at least you knew like the end of the game they would run the ball. They stink. Their defense is bad.
You want a bold prediction for that division? And you heard, and you know how I feel about it, but I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers might win that division. I don't know why. I just something about. I like Jameis Winston. I just think he's a winner, bro. I just think he's a winner. I like him.
I like him too. I think he's going to be a good player.
I think Carolina makes the playoffs too.
Carolina's going to go like 13-3.
No, they probably do. I'm just trying. This is a bold prediction. This isn't the obvious. Obvious is Carolina, but a bold prediction for that division is either Tampa or even the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I mean,
who were supposed to every year, but
does Dan Quinn finally get it right?
Yeah, that's the question. They got the offensive talent to win. Can the defense get it together?
Yeah, that's true.
They got Beasley. Does he take another step? Because it's all about getting after the quarterback in this league.
That's for sure.
I like the Falcons. I like Tampa's defense.
And with the Falcons, you'll never be able to know until like week 8 because they always go like 6-1.
Oh yeah,
they're always like 6-1.
8-0 and they go 8-8.
You're like 6-1. You're like, what the hell just happened to this team?
And they choke. It's amazing. This is an interesting division, though. We move on to the last one, the NFC West. And obviously we all agree Gurley's won, but I'm actually going to go Carlos Hyde too. I like Dave Johnson a lot. I like him a lot, but I'm just listen. I'm foreshadowing this offense a little bit, and I think Carlos Hyde could have a really big year in it. That's all. Players have big years in Chip Kelly's offense a lot of times. I'm not saying they're going to win games. I just think that
the running backs
they should. And I think he's the kind of running back who can fit this offense. I think he's a cut-and-go guy. I like him. I'm just going on a limb. I like David Johnson a lot.
Okay, I'm going to go Gurley, Johnson. I actually don't like Hyde. I'm going to go Hyde 4th.
Yeah, I like Rawls 3.
Thomas Rawls 3.
Right,
I had Hyde 4.
I had him 2. Limbage.
Yeah, it's a tiny limb. Made of balsa wood.
Get off my limb.
Going back to the Saints real quick, you know who Ingram's going to be battling for touches and certainly passes out of the backfield. I forgot C.J. Spiller's down there.
Oh,
So,
C.J.
I mean,
He got 2 weeks, and then you won't have to worry about it.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I was going to say, he was there last year too. He'll have like, there'll be 2 or 3 weeks where he has a couple big plays through the air, maybe a nice long run, but that's it.
Right. Yeah, just take him out to dinner.
C.J. Spiller.
Take him out to
In
dinner.
the
He'll turn his ankle.
In the shootout scenario, that benefits Spiller over Ingram.
Well, I've always liked C.J. Spiller going back to Clemson. I mean, I remember watching a game. It was a night game.
1 year with the Bills, he had a monster year.
It was prime time, right? It was a prime time game, and when he was at Clemson, and he hurt his hammy or his ankle, one of the two. It was a lower body injury, and the guy still rushed for like 200. And he was so electric, where he was faster than everybody, and he was banged up. And I'm like, this guy's like, you think he's a can't miss guy, and same thing with Reggie Bush. The injury bug. They're two of the same type of player. They really are. If you look at them two, they're real similar in the style of play with the two, with C.J. Spiller and Reggie Bush, and the injuries similar with both of them too. Because Reggie Bush was a can't miss type guy, and I still think he would have been if he didn't get beat up as much.
Well, that's the problem.
That's the issue.
That's the word. Well, not only is that the issue, but that's tied into my point where like he don't have the body for it. So it was a great word by you to even to say that, because I just didn't think he just didn't have the body to last in the NFL. He's a speed guy. Yeah, he's a pitch guy. Screen guy, outside guy.
8 catches sweeps, out of the backfield,
sweeps and pitches. Get him outside so he can use that speed. He can't run in between.
It's almost like what you should do, like how you work Sproles, the same way you should work them guys. Give him 5 to 7 touches out of the backfield a game, and you try to get 5 or 6 balls out of the air a game into the guy's hands. And that's sort of how you use your C.J. Spillers, your Reggie Bushes of the worlds, and even Darren Sproles, who's been a healthy guy. But that's why. The guy's no team put him in the backfield and said, hey, 25 times up the middle, go ahead. Because he wouldn't last week in, week out. Yeah, it's not realistic. And granted, he's smaller than them too, but Sweeps' point, their bodies are They're taller backs.
Yeah.
They're thinner.
Well, it's just like
They don't run low.
It's
You
a
know what I
different-
mean?
Different position, but it's very similar to like Tavon Austin.
And
like
once
he's not a great receiver. It's just you're just going to run a bubble screen to Tavon.
He's
maybe
good,
a quick
though. He's
slant.
electric.
That's what I'm saying. You just got to get him the ball in his hand, and he can make something happen.
It's about getting him in space because he's electric.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem with those guys.
It was Deshaun when we first had him.
Yeah, same thing. The problem with those guys, and LaShawn's actually avoided it for the most part. He did have the hammy with the Redskins the one year. But the problem with those guys is if they get a hammy or a leg injury, they're big trouble.
They're useless
They miss
for
a
you.
whole season, basically.
Because they're useless for you
Yeah.
at that point. I mean, these
Because
guys
if
are
they
there to
can't
stretch
run the way that
field.
they
Yep.
run, then
No, I completely agree. They're there to stretch the field. And if they're not doing that,
Well, that's what
they're
you saw,
useless.
You saw in that first episode, you know, I mean, he was a cramp, but he was just like, whoa, 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 and he pulled himself out, and then Fisher was like, yeah, it's because he ate 2 bananas today. That was it. You know?
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
He kind of went right at him, but you know, I mean, those guys know when their legs are something might not be right. You know. It's like,
No, yeah, they do. They do. And in preseason, a lot of these guys they'll milk it a little bit too. The veterans, you know, you're seeing it. You'll see it more out of Jason Peters. Let Camp go on a little bit more here. I promise you that. Brandon Brooks, another one. You know, I'm starting to see a little bit of that from Brandon Brooks in the preseason where he don't want to be out there. Ruben Randall looked like soft as fucking Charmin the other night, like he wanted no parts of playing football.
Yo,
I have no time
I'll tell you
for
what,
that.
I went back and watched because I was actually obviously at work.
Yeah.
But I recorded it and I
Of course you did. You're a stud.
skipped through and I was watching it. Ruben Randall, as much as I was saying I hope he helps the team, I would have cut him after the game.
Yeah, make
he
a
looked
statement.
like he didn't try for balls.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And
Nothing.
he was jogging. What the fuck are you doing on the field?
I agree. The
Nothing. Wasn't blocking.
Wide receiver play
Without
was
Jordan Matthews, our receiving core looked terrible.
Listen, Aguilar,
Terrible.
good chance, big time bust.
Dude,
tired
I said
of
it. What did I
tired of
say?
it. Just runs around. He's invisible.
Tired of who,
He's
Aguilar?
invisible.
Yeah.
He's invisible.
No separation.
No separation.
What
and
did I
then,
say
And then he
three-
can't even get a
3
block.
weeks
You
ago,
see that
4
guy
weeks
blow him
ago?
up?
Yeah.
You don't even put a body on that guy. They run a bubble screen or whatever it is, and you don't even put a body on that guy. The guy just runs right through him.
Granted, it was a
blows the play
linebacker,
up.
but still,
Who
dude.
cares?
Still.
Get down and do something.
You're playing
You
in
know
this
what I mean?
league. You're playing in the NFL.
Hit
You
him in
gotta-
the knees.
Yeah,
do something. 3 or
Show
4
me
weeks
that-
ago, I said Nelson Aguilar will be the biggest bust on the Eagles. I'm pretty sure I said
Well, then
that.
Pac-10,
invisible.
Pac-12 receivers,
invisible.
they've all stunk besides Keyshawn,
He's invisible.
right? I mean, give me another Pac-12, Pac-10 receiver that's,
Cook.
lived up. But Brandon Cooks even lived up to
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, Cook's good. I mean, it's still early,
But he's good. He had
been good,
1,200 something yards last year.
Yeah,
But I'm
it's-
saying, there's other ones, I'm
Not
sure, if
love.
I went back and looked and like really tried to look at it. But I agree. It's been weak coming out of there.
Well, yeah, you need Jordan Matthews, you need Zach Ertz, but I don't think there's enough. There's not. It doesn't look like right now that you have a lot of threats on the outside.
No.
I'm talking about the
No.
Eagles, but you'll see how. We'll just got to wait and see how this all plays out. You know, to some of these not practice squad guys, but these free agents that were brought in. It's just as bodies, as extra bodies for camp.
Yeah,
that one of
you're
these
just
guys sneak up and
that's what I'm
steal a
saying,
job.
Like, bringing 20 guys in, like, as a fan, you're tired of looking at it. Like, I know that Wentz was high on some of them, but you get your hands on them, you got to catch the football. That's what you're doing. You're fighting for your life, right? And I don't put some things I put on coaching, but as a coach myself, I understand that you can put your players in a situation to succeed, and if they don't execute, then you can't help them. But like, do something. I would blow that wide receiver, that meeting room up. Go in there like we talked
Oh, my
about.
God,
Throw
kill
things. I'd be screaming at guys. Just lighten guys up and just tell them how this what a disgrace and how disgusting they are. And I would
You got to kill somebody.
and I would
almost.
call Aguilar out and tell him, look at you, that's, tiptoeing around, right? You can't even, you don't even know how to run around. You don't even know how to run
I
around.
might cut. I might cut one of them. You got to kill a hostage every once in a while.
Seriously,
you know?
like you said last year about
really do.
About Austin. That's enough. Get out of here.
Well, I mean, it's Miles Austin, Ruben Randall from week 1 of the preseason look real similar. Guys are just cashing a check and they don't really care.
I think Ruben will be okay.
I hope so. I mean, but this has been Ruben Randall's career, though. You get flashes and then you get the drops, the yips. And
Well,
this,
he can't be the guy. So
this core cannot afford the
if
yips
if
as a whole.
If he's going to be the guy, then it's going to be a long season. So he's just got to be a piece. I mean, he's just got to be. It is what it is.
Me and Rob were
the Paul
talking.
Johnson guy, did pretty well. I
Before
know
we-
it's third, fourth quarter, but he seemed to be the only guy that showed some life.
Yeah,
Showed
well, that's
some
what you're
proof of
looking
life.
for.
Proof of life, dude. That's all you're
Yeah.
looking for. Energy. I mean,
Something. Go up and get a ball.
Something.
that's it.
Go up and get a ball. Josh Huff catches the ball, fumble. I mean, come on, man.
Josh Huff, it might be the guy I cut.
Listen, let's do this real quick. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back with Phillies, Olympics, and the 5 questions at the end of the show. But me and Rob, we were talking about beforehand because we both sort of feel like Carolina takes a little step back, just that like Super Bowl hangover type deal. And we were going over the last 20 years is really where I wanted to go. I didn't really want to go any further than that, but I believe that the numbers were, let's see, made playoffs 12, 7 didn't. And it's not including, the Panthers this year. So I wonder how many got back. Did anybody get – obviously, we go back longer. The Bills obviously went back, but that goes past 20.
You got the Denver Broncos repeated in Super Bowl 32.
Beat the Falcons and the Packers.
After they lost.
New England repeated.
I thought we were talking about teams that lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Denver –
lost and then get back or win?
Yeah. Because I think there used to be for years the Super Bowl hangover, everyone used to say.
Yeah.
They lose the Super Bowl and then they don't play well.
Giants.
We had Green Bay. They won it one year and then went back and lost it to Denver. That's
No,
sort
we're
of what you're
talking about losing it the first year.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're asking.
Yeah, well, that's what we have up. But what you said, 12 teams went back to the dance in the last 20, and 7 didn't even make the playoffs, which is that's a lot of teams. When you talk about a team that made the Super Bowl and not even to go back to the playoffs.
Carolina's making the playoffs.
No, listen, I understand that, but you get that Super
I
Bowl
know
hangover.
you like to think that Cam's like not that good, but he might be the best player in the NFL.
Pop up the last 10 years.
Did I say that Cam wasn't good?
No, but you said you haven't seen enough from him.
No, I didn't
earlier in the show.
No, I just need to see. I need to see it done again. That's all.
2005, I think it was.
I think he's great. He's got all talent in the world.
He might be the best player in the league.
He very well could be. I'm not arguing that.
I'm not sitting here as a huge Cam fan. He just might be the best player in the league.
Listen,
and their defense is still very good. I don't care about Josh Norman.
I agree with you.
By the way, I got a bold statement for you before we go to commercial. Josh Norman will be another in the long line of Washington guys that get paid big and just don't show up. He has a shit year. He gets beat all year long by Dez, by Beckham, by Matthews, hopefully. I think he'll be like the Hainsworth, all those signings that they made.
Hall?
All of them. Where the guys were just never good. Never as good as they were before they came there.
Yeah, no, and he was definitely a product of who he got a chance to play with in Carolina
Hall.
too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he's D'Angelo Hall played for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hainsworth failed his conditioning test. They're signing a $200 million deal.
Like D'Angelo just keeps tearing his Achilles and come back and somehow play. I don't know how he continues to do it. I feel like every year he's tearing his Achilles and coming back next year and somehow fighting and playing at least. But yeah, so. This Carolina take a little step back.
You be able to pop up to like the last 10 years?
Yeah, I even went
Colts
back.
beat the Bears, so was that 2005? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Since 1995, there hasn't been one team that lost the Super Bowl and went back to the Super Bowl.
Good update.
Yeah, so I mean,
that's our guy, Rob Povey. There, boys.
Listen, facts are facts. Trends are trends. I mean, do you guys in Carolina? We all think they have the talent to go back. I don't think they go back. I think you got to look at the Green Bay Packers. We assume are going to be better with Jordy Nelson back, a better, fresher-looking Eddie Lacy. But you have to look right in their division alone. And the division has gotten tougher. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be a better football team. Now, bold, I was, as a bold prediction saying they would win the division, but I think they're a better team. You also look at the Atlanta Falcons. You think that they're a better team. So – they have a little more to fight for in that division for Carolina. It might not be a run-through like it was. Now, the other thing, when you go to the dance, everybody's going to give you your best shot the next year too. So everybody gets geeked up to play you. You're going to play a lot of prime.
Schedule should be tough.
Yeah, you're going to play a lot of primetime games where, teams are always jacked up to go. So I just think they take a little step back. I don't know. I think that you can watch out for them being a 9-7 team. I can just see it happening to them. They got hot last year and they went on a run.
Yeah.
Before that, Cam struggled. They weren't playing great football before that run. So I just think that they don't have the hangover because I don't know if you can do it 2 years in a row where you can just turn the switch on. Seattle's done a great job of switch turning.
They didn't start hot. They didn't get hot last year. Last year they were good all year. The year before that is when they were struggling, toiling, and then Cam. They played bad at the end of the year.
Got to 8-8 or something, right?
Well, I mean, my point is they weren't winning the division.
But
obviously, Atlanta started hot.
But weren't they like 15-1 last year?
Oh, yeah, they were 15-1. I'm thinking the year before.
Yeah.
They were 15-1.
Yeah, because the year before is when he got in the car accident and then he started playing better.
Let me rephrase this. He didn't start extremely hot. Cam Newton. He got hot as the season went on. He didn't start out. I don't believe he started out slinging it all over the yard. I thought that they started out really playing great defense.
Well, they did play great defense.
Let me go up and look at his numbers.
They did play great defense, but I think he threw like 40 TDs.
No, listen, we know that he had a big-time year, obviously.
You fellas know how the NFL works like I do. A lot of people seeing Kelvin Benjamin come back, oh, the Panthers should be even better this year. And what happens when it's played on the field? The opposite of what you predict happens. Here's a little inclination of that may happen this year.
I think they actually will be better.
You think it'll be better?
Yeah.
You don't think defense figured out Newton?
I think the biggest what?
I just think defense is.
You can't. There's nothing to figure out about him because he's not like one of these little guys that runs around. He's too big. That's the one reason that I always said I don't like the running quarterback at all. Cam Newton is the one exception because he's big enough that he can take the hits and not get hurt. All the other guys just get hurt. Like RG3, he'll never work because he's going to get hurt. All of them get hurt. Michael Vick gets hurt. Everyone gets hurt.
So it took a Denver Broncos defense the way they played last year to figure him out.
Well, Denver Broncos had the best defense in the league.
Right. So not every defense will be able to pull off watching that
No
film.
one will.
But they exposed his weaknesses in that game.
I don't know.
No?
I don't agree.
All right, well,
I think that they played really well, Denver. And I still think they still could have won that game if Cam dives for the friggin' ball on the ground, which I still, like, when we start the show, you dive for that friggin' football. Yeah, you got to dive for that friggin' football.
If you go over his numbers, if you look at his numbers from the beginning of the year on, he got a lot.
Denver's tough to pass against, though.
He got a lot better. That's my point. He didn't start off like all around the yard. I mean, you're talking about he threw for 175 yards the first game, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He only rushed for 35. Then he only threw for 195, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Then he played New Orleans. He threw for 315. Good game, 2 touchdowns, no pick. The next game he came back against Tampa, 124 yards he threw for, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Then he struggled, right? He struggled against Seattle, 1 touchdown, 2 picks.
Yeah, that was a big TD, though.
269. No, I understand that, but then
to Olsen right on the dime, right?
And then against us, right? They won that game, but he 1 touchdown, 3 picks. But then after that game, after we beat up on him a little bit and they won that game, he went on a flat-out tear. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 248, 297, 217. Then he had a game where he threw for 331 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. His rushing numbers, he was pretty consistent with that all year. But as a passer, he progressed as the season went on.
The thing with his rushing is you got to factor in the reason that he's a great and he's so tough to play against is that when they get, especially now with Benjamin back, who's a bona fide stud red zone option, when you get inside the 5, Cam can just run it in at any time, and he does it a lot. And now with Benjamin, he can just throw it up to him too. So it's going to be really, really tough to guard them in the red zone now.
Yeah, he just had some really monster games. And that's what I meant by the second half. Like that Saints game, he had a monster game. That Giants game.
Yeah.
Again,
I think everyone had a monster game against Saints last year.
The Giants, he had a real good game, and he finished with a real good game against Tampa to finish off the year where he rushed for 2, 3 for 2, no picks. So my point is he got better as the season went on.
He did.
They were winning close games at the beginning, and they started to take off a little bit at the end. No, that's all. I just think that, that Super Bowl jinxed a little bit.
Hey, it could definitely happen. Like you said,
we're not knocking it down on that football team at all.
The biggest problem is the Saints.
I
don't think the Saints are good enough to compete with them. Saints might score some points, but the Saints have no defense. And, I mean, do you think – I know you like Tampa, but – I mean, is Tampa going to be better than them, though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's that much resistance in there. I mean, but Tampa's improved. I mean, we got, like I said, the X factor is the Falcons.
The Falcons.
Well, to your point, it's a resistance, not as much as a resistance in the division as just a little bit of a letdown. That's the thing. I think that the point I'm trying to make is I don't think it's as much as a knock on the town of Carolina or the town in that division. I just think it's more of the natural letdown.
I hope so. I would love nothing more than you be right.
It happens every once in a great while. So if it is this is bold predictions, boys. This is the whole purpose of the show.
I will give you I'll smack you.
Could you see an 8-8? That's what I'm saying. Could you see an 8-8? Would it totally surprise
Carolina?
you? Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
It's the NFL.
I don't see them winning less than 10 games.
With an injury
I'll take that
or
bet.
2.
Okay.
A couple injuries.
How much?
Whatever you want.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Your house.
Okay, dude. Really. We're like trading houses now.
I mean, listen, I think they're going to win 10 games easy.
I throw 25 on it.
100.
I like that even better.
Don't
All right.
You're talking that.
splash the pot.
By the way, it's on. It's on air.
It's on air. Could be part of the best of the week that I don't think Carolina gets to 10 wins this year.
That's fine. It's
a bold prediction, right?
It wouldn't be part of best of the week.
No, it did because I said it.
Lead pipe lock of the year.
Lead pipe lock of the year. Panthers don't win 10.
Terrible.
What's terrible? The prediction?
Yep.
Okay. I think I made it clear that it's not about talent.
That's fine. You just think that they're gonna. I mean, that happens sometimes. Listen, if Cam gets hurt, I'll pay it 100.
Who's the backup down there?
Derek Anderson.
Derek, you might sling it. Cleveland days.
No faith in DA.
I think the team might take a
That's the
little
problem.
step
Yeah,
back.
that's
the whole leg, right? Sweeps.
That's that's the problem with betting. I mean, one hit to his kneecap, and then
it's over.
Yeah, they're 4-12, and Wilson's like, son of a biscuit.
Or Kuechly goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I'm saying biscuit.
Well, I think their secondary. Does take a hit without Josh Norman. Though I think he might struggle with Washington, but I still think he was a big piece of their puzzle.
I don't think it's going to take that much. I think maybe they
can't plug and play in this league, brother. Come on, you know better.
But you know what though? They have good safety play and they have the best linebacker in football.
Yeah, but you can't.
And Thomas Davis is no slouch next to him.
Yeah.
So the problem with the Panthers is the one thing that you can do is you could say maybe they'll lose some with just putting their number one corner on a guy and manning them up like Norman did. You'll lose something there, but they're not going to lose much in like tackling or anything because every ball that's 5 to 20 yards from the line of scrimmage that's anywhere on the field, it's tackled by Kuechly or Davis.
Yeah.
So
that's I agree with that 1,000%.
That's why their defense will still be good. They need to get to the quarterback though. Will they get to the quarterback? Last year they didn't get to it as much, and they had a good year still, but you're not going to have as good coverage on the outside, so you need to get to the quarterback more.
Yeah, big part of it.
I think there's a decently good chance that they maybe only win 10 or 11, but
somebody's wavering.
No, they're going to win. I think they're probably going to win 12 or 13.
He's saying worst case they're 10-6.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, what else you want me to say?
Deep thoughts by Jack Handy.
There's
nothing else. There's nothing else.
No, I got nothing left to argue about.
Is there any more bold predictions? I got one for you.
Yeah, shoot.
Before the break.
Raiders win the AFC West.
I don't really know if that's even that bold because I'm right with you.
I like the Raiders.
I'm right with you. Derek Carr, bold prediction. You want to get real cute?
About to take the next step.
Derek Carr, right? You want to go bold? Top 5 in MVP vote. That's bold.
Why don't you just say wins it then?
All right, that's getting cute. I do like the Raiders a lot, though.
I do.
Real good defense.
Dude, I'm telling you,
you play to win the game.
really good receiving core. Crabtree has come into his own, and Amari Cooper's a monster.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Absolutely.
They got the running game. They got the day.
Yeah, we know the Chargers stink.
What's it called? What's it called? Will take over as best linebacker in the league in a year. Khalil Mack.
Yeah, agreed.
Stud.
Yeah, I agree.
Who did they just draft though? I don't even know. Who was their number one pick? Had to be a defensive guy, right?
Yeah, it was the guy from West Virginia. The guy.
The safety. Okay,
Carl Joseph.
I like Carl Joseph a lot.
Yeah, it's a good move because they had you know who they had at safety last year.
Chuck.
No, not Chuck. Chuck was good. They had a guy they got from the
Nate Allen.
Nate Allen.
Yeah, I like Joseph a lot. Sticks it. Good cover guy. A little small.
Yeah, tiny guy.
5'10",
like Bob Sanders.
Yeah, but I mean, you can play good 5'6" this year.
If you play like Bob Sanders, you're all right.
You're winning.
Yeah,
Bob Sanders was a stud.
Bob Sanders was a friggin' missile.
He was like Tim Hawk, a heat-seeking missile ready to explode on opposing defenders.
Remember that year that the Colts had that year when their D was all of a sudden good, and we're like, wow, watch out, the Colts are pretty good.
Yeah.
Freeney was killing people, and friggin' Bob Sanders was making every tackle.
Bob Sanders was just cleaning it
and
up.
Gary Brackett.
Any bold predictions?
Gary Brackett from Glass Barrel.
Yeah.
Any more bold predictions?
We have a couple more. I want to say Eagles win the East, but I'm not going to do it.
I'll go there. I'll do it then. I'll be the guy. As much as I hate what this organization is doing, I'm going to go bold. Eagles win the NFC East. Go bold prediction.
Okay, that's a good one. How about I got one more.
Dolphins finally figure it out. They win the East.
With a gas mask.
11-5, and they win the East. Thanks to Brady missing 4 games.
I got a real good bold prediction for you.
The Dolphins aren't going to win the East. I apologize, Nick.
As bold.
I called him Nick, too. I never do that.
You didn't sweep. You were real serious. Like, Nick, no chance. I got a really crazy one for you.
This is going to be really tough because the division's tough. But Jaguars win the AFC South.
Just about to say.
It all depends on 3 guys. Okay? And it's not – I'm even looking at offense because I think their offense is going to be good. It was good last year. It is a little bit the offense. They need a guy to run the ball well. Yeldon did not run the ball well enough last year. Someone's got to run the ball for them. Also, I'm looking at the defensive.
It's not Denard Robinson.
I'm looking at the young defensive guys. Okay?
And now they've improved.
It's Miles Jack, chip on his shoulder and healthy. Watch out. Friggin', we already know, your number one, your consensus top player in the draft, they got. And then the kid that was their number 1 pick, I think 3rd overall last year, who tore his ACL, is back. Who was a kid from Florida, right? Like Fowler Jr., Dante Fowler Jr., whatever.
Yep.
So, I mean, if them 3 guys are playing and playing the way that we all think they can play, watch out, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The Jags are going to be tough. Bortles can sling it.
Jags
And you got AR-15 out there making grabs.
Jags going to be tough. I think.
Alan Hurts so quiet. He's
Alan
a
Hurts
tremendous second guy.
And what's called a great third guy, Marquise Lee. Good.
Oh yeah,
third guy.
good third guy. I even like the Titans a little bit. Not the.
I like the Jags. That's why I say the AFC South's tough. I think the Titans have better. I think everyone's better.
Better, yeah.
I really do. I think the
you can say one team's worse, and that's the team that should win the division. I think that's the
Kansas
Colts.
City or Colts.
Colts.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the Colts.
That's the thing. I don't know.
The thing is, Luck can't possibly play as bad as he played last year. He didn't play very well.
No, and
they got some guys back, but they're old. They're very old. They're very long in the tooth. The Colts are, and does that hurt them? It probably will.
I agree with you there.
And I think everyone else has stepped up. Jaguars are up. Titans are up.
Houston's up.
Houston's up. Everyone's up.
Yeah, just to borrow a phrase from you, like as much as I don't like Osweiler, it can't get any worse than what it was.
No,
you know
it
In
can't.
Houston?
Yeah, from last year.
And you got
the
probably
play was
arguably top 5, top 3 receiver in football out there.
You got a top running back down
DeAndre,
there.
you got a top running back.
And you got a defense.
And you got the best defensive player in football.
JJ.
Hey.
And does Clowney show up?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Houston could be good.
Listen, dude, there's no excuse. Like, if that guy's on the field, he should walk into 11. You know what I mean? Like, you walk into 11 playing next
across. J.J. Watt, I'll walk
you better.
10.
I think
I'm getting $50 million playing next to Watt.
I think I'm at least getting 6.
I mean, they made
just walking into 6.
6 sacks or $6 million?
I mean,
both.
Albeit in
maybe 12.
Albeit in not a great division last year, even though, like we said, the Jags were improving. I mean, they made the playoffs with those 2 quarterbacks, with Hoyer and Mallett. So, I mean, all roads point to them obviously being better. So
and that was a train wreck down there at the
Yeah.
quarterback position. Well, listen, on the other side, we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit. The end coming for one, Mr. Ryan Howard. We're going to get into a little Herrera, Crawford, Williams talk a little Phillies. We got Olympics and the 5 questions with Mr. Povia. All coming up on the other side. This is Agree, Disagree. Only on the worldwide leader, Real Talk, A2DRadio.com. And this segment was brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. They challenge their sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. At least a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320i. With extra, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. A minute's off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, you know where. BMW Atlantic City.com.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree, only on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey, with over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com. Hey, do you consider yourself the next Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. $125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink, and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
You're listening to Bad Boys of Sports Talk Radio. Agree, disagree. Only on, you know what? A2DRadio.com. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Agree, Disagree right here, A2DRadio.com. Tom Renone, joined by Brian Wilson, Nick Delgazzo, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. God, we went over a lot of stuff. We covered a lot of stuff so far in the show. If you're just joining us, our poll question that you can vote on, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, A2D Radio is where you can find us. Who wins the NFL MVP in 2016? Rodgers, Peterson, Newton. You got somebody else? Let us know. Vote in. If you're just joining us too, we gave some bold predictions. We ranked our top 4 running backs in each division. We went over some Carson Wentz talk, a little bit of Lane Johnson. We didn't dive too much into the Eagles today. We got a lot. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about Eagles. We really went more national today, but we're continuing our local coverage now because we're going to jump back in and talk a little Philadelphia Phillies up
right on back in.
Up 7-3, about to go for the sweep on the Rockies. Talk a little
Sweep City.
Howard, Herrera, Crawford, Williams. We got to talk about all these guys coming up. And
we love a Sweep City during the what is it considered? Like the Old Timers Weekend or Wall of Fame Weekend? You know,
Alumni,
you bring all the alumni back. You love Sweep City.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me talk to you about the Real Talk Invitational. November 5th, Valley Brook Country Club. Check out the tournament event on our Facebook page. You can order tickets through our Facebook page. HUDradio.com is where you can find us. Come join us. Foursomes, best ball, the whole nine. It'll be a blast. Tons of food, all you can eat, all you can drink, all them good things. So we'll have all that going as well for the Real Talk Invitational. Moving on, this segment is brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountant. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. So, gentlemen, I want to start with Ryan Howard. And, I know Mr. Wilson's going to give grief over this. And we were looking up the team option for next year. And
it includes a $10 million buyout next year.
$23 million team option.
So it's a $13 million difference, really, for a team that's not going to spend money next year anyway. Correct? And we can all agree on that? With all the kids and all the spots already taken, they're not going out and rolling the dice next year spending money.
I could see him spend a little bit of money next year for an outfielder.
When do you stop,
for an outfielder?
When do you stop going through the motions? I mean, I'm just asking you.
I would sign an outfielder that can hit and trade your boy, but that's fine. I think Charlie Blackmon just homered again. I swear to God.
Wow.
Something happened.
But I know what you're saying. I mean, it's not the 23 that that people see on the surface. You know what I mean? Because he's still, you got to get him 10. If you buy him out, he's getting 10. So it's not, as extreme as you can. But I think you just let him go. I mean, just let him ride off in the sunset the best you can. I mean, he's starting a homer. It looks like he's going to get to, probably hit at least 20, right?
Yeah, he did homer again, Blackmon. Jesus Christ, Blackmon killing it.
Looking like he should get 20. Which we don't care. It's too much. We don't concern ourselves with the average as much as as other people do. I mean, if he could have gave you 30 and 85, would have been real happy with that. So if he gets to 20 or 20 something with how many ribeye steaks, can he get to 70?
No, he's only got like 40.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know it was that. Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot. He only has like 40 RBIs, but he has hit like 335 since the All-Star break, and he's hitting homers. So, I mean, listen, I'm all for him to be in the lineup right now hitting homers. I'm fine with that. I like to see the Phillies win some games. I still think he gets bought out for $10 million after the season.
All right, I'm just trying to make a case on why I would consider bringing him back, and that's because of your number one prospect, J.P. Crawford, and so many other kids that are coming up. I think it's good to have a guy who's won, in your locker room, a guy who's been an ultimate professional. I think that can help these kids in their transition, especially if the Phillies are getting freaking cute and not bringing Crawford up in September.
I think he'll be up in September.
Well,
you don't think so?
No, they're making a case that he's not going to be up because then.
Because the other teams are winning? Is that the reason?
Well, it's more because then if they send them back, he could get put in Rule 5, which if you bring him up, you're not sending them back anyway. So that's where I don't
he's
get
not
it.
Getting put in Rule 5?
He would be eligible if he went up and went back down. He's eligible, but you're not going to bring him up.
But you can protect him. It's not like he's automatic. You can protect.
Well,
him.
I know you would. Listen, the argument's 0 sense to me because if you bring him up and send him back down, you protect him anyway.
Yeah.
So the argument makes no sense. The kid's got to be up in September, get some major league at bats, get some MLB experience, especially if you're going into 2017, as this is your opening day shortstop. And if he's not up in September, that's where I'd like to see Howard back, just because I think he can help the kid. I think he can help a lot of these kids. And if he's got a little pop off the bench, it doesn't hurt you.
How's he helping J.P. Crawford?
Yeah, I mean,
just to go about being a professional.
Yeah, see, he just never struck me as that kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
He's never been in trouble. Not a bad teammate. No, I mean nothing bad.
Tommy Joseph
not a
probably
word
tell
to
you
say
something
about.
else.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's his position, though.
You know what I mean?
We're talking about a shortstop here, who has nowhere near the same tools as Ryan Howard. A complete difference.
It's not about just the tools, right?
No,
it's about the daily. It's about the daily routine. It's about going about your day as a pro. I mean, and when you're first coming up, I mean, these are things that are new to these guys. A lot of it. You're playing big league. We talk about it's the dog days of summer. It's a grind. And just to have a guy in your clubhouse who one has a ring, one's a former MVP of this league, one a former Rookie of the Year, and knowing how to deal with not only everything that comes with that. That's all.
But I hear you. That's what coaches are for. I mean, you put go spend the other 13 and go get somebody go get somebody that might be able to help you. You know what I mean? But the clubhouse and locker rooms and having that camaraderie and being a leader, that goes a long way with me. So I mean, I'm not, anti. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm a big clubhouse guy.
Yeah, I'm not against it, but I mean, I think it's just time to just let him go. I mean, like if he's got anything to offer an American League team where he can be a DH, do him a service. Do him the service of all the years he gave. All he gave you those
let him
good
go
years.
play somewhere instead of being a bench guy that plays one every 3 games next year
for $23 million.
Yeah, he wants to play though, Tom.
I understand.
He's got plenty of money.
No, but that's going. No, that's going. Once we buy him out, then if he went to an
don't
American
get that.
League team,
No,
he ain't gonna get that.
I know that, but I'm
He's
saying
getting like a 1 year.
No, I'm saying if you pick up the team option here, he gets $23 million.
Yeah, that's why we're not going.
Yeah, that's why we're not doing that.
I understand it. Sometimes I think the money's worth spending.
They're not going to pick him up.
Listen,
because he's only going to play like every 3 games. You're not going to give him $23 million to do that. They're going to give him $10 million. Say, thanks for the contributions over the year. We love you. Go find a team that'll play you maybe at DH every day.
Listen, I know what they're going to do. That's not what I'm trying to go for here. I'm trying to talk about what I think I would do to just help these kids in their transition. That's all.
I think it's poor money spent.
They're loaded. They got the big Comcast deal coming in next year. It's not about money and dollars and cents for this baseball team.
If it's not, then go spend it.
Then spend it.
Go get somebody. Get better.
This is what you guys are missing, though. They have where. Where?
What do you mean where?
Where? Who are you signing?
Outfielder?
To play over who?
I'm trading Odubel. I told you.
Just to go and sign an outfielder, you're trading Odubel. So what outfielder are you targeting, Bri?
I don't know who the best outfielder on the market.
Okay, go ahead. You tell me who that is.
I don't know who it is.
Go find out.
I don't know.
Find out.
I'll find out.
You got it all freaking figured out. Go find out then.
I would do that. I would also possibly sign a guy to play second. And I actually wouldn't even go big bucks on that. I think you can find a guy maybe that's toiling, that's got a lot of talent. I'm looking over at the Cardinals, maybe Wong. I don't know. We need a second. I don't like Cesar Hernandez.
He's been productive.
And I don't like Galvis either.
Hernandez has been productive.
Yeah. He's terrible on the base paths. He looks like he has no baseball IQ. I don't like him.
I know. But listen, you're talking about an outfield potentially starting next year with Herrera, Williams, and Altair. All right? Your infield would
probably
be
not going to be them, though, because the way we are. It'll probably be Herrera, Altair, and Ashy. Some bullshit.
All right, you know where I'm going, though. Where I'm going is that your positions are pretty locked up going into the next year.
Yeah, but are they going to be good?
Right, I don't know. That's why I want the kids up playing, because I don't know if they're going to be good. But
I know. That's why I want them up playing, too. But now we're waiting, and we're drawing this thing out another year. I just tell you, I'm very upset with the Phillies. I really am. They are not playing bad ball right now, which I like. But they're not showing me anything. Like, a lot of these guys aren't going to be here when this thing turns over, and hopefully we're good and we start making the playoffs. Okay? Freddie Galvis is a bench guy at best, in my opinion. Cesar Hernandez will not be here. Like we were playing Ashy all those games. He ain't going to be here. He's not part of the future. I would like to see. I'd even like to see what's called come up. He'll probably be September, but I'd like to see Alfaro come up, play a little bit. Chooch is done. Everybody knows it. Let Rupp and Alfaro play. I don't know. I just don't. Like Adam Morgan's pitching today. Why? Thank God he took a ball off the shoulder. I hope it broke his shoulder and he can never throw again. Why is he pitching? I want to see the kids pitch. Adam Morgan is not. Granted, he's young. He's not part of the future. He stinks. He's terrible. So let's get this going here. Let's go. Let's see what we have. It's time. I understand. And someone will try to say, we're only 6.5 out of the second wild card. Shut the fuck up. Okay? They're not making the second wild card. I don't care. They're not. They're not good enough. We're not going to go on a crazy September streak here and go like 22-10 and make the second wild card. It's not going to happen.
No, but that's why you bring the kids up.
Exactly.
And if the kids strike gold and play well, then so be it. But if they don't, it's nothing off your back. You're giving them major league at bats. I think it's so important for them to have this, especially if you're going into next year and these guys are your starters.
Extremely important.
Well, that's why we were all for playing these guys from the beginning of the year. Because it gave you a body of work. It gave you a whole year to evaluate talent and understand that if you can keep a guy, in your eyes, like Ryan Howard, to be a great clubhouse guy, a mentor, and a bat off the bench because the other guys are there. If the other guys aren't going to pan out, then it's time to go. It's time to sign somebody. It's time to, be that big market team that, that they were for years and not the laughing stock of the league, So, those guys got to play and they have to, it's just, and it angers me, and I know it angers you two guys too. These guys got to play, man. You got to see what you got. It just spring training isn't enough. That's garbage. Let's see what you got now. Give me 30 games, whatever's left. 25, 30 games.
Yeah, I want to see what they got right now. I'm ready. It's probably like 40 games left.
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, I got you. It's not even September yet. Yep.
Somewhere in that area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I'm right with you though. We got to see what we have. I'm just so fed up. I really am fed up with a lot of the things that they're doing right now. Like, why are these guys not up? And I know you're with me, Tom. I don't know why.
No, he
you're
is.
Not.
He is.
Why are they not up? Why is Crawford not up?
No, what are you talking about? I've been with
I
that the whole
know.
time.
I know you're with me.
No, he just
should have been up in April.
So why is he not? Why I don't understand. Clintock.
So that's more. Yeah, that's more.
Call
that's
your boy Mikey Mataraki. I know he's. I know he's big on the
youth is more to your point about Howard. Like, you feel like if these guys pan out, there's nowhere to go. Like, we got the pieces.
Yeah.
So why not have the big piece, the chill?
Yeah, that's my point.
Because,
because what are you going to go out and sign next year? Like, I understand Will saying, okay, yeah, go sign a second baseman. Well, or a guy's batting 285 who can steal some bags for you. That's going to be in the, that
but he does nothing. I want a guy that's going to hit home runs and
guys,
drive
you're
runs.
talking about a guy who's going to be batting eighth in this lineup.
Okay, he doesn't have to be if you get a good player. You slide other guys down that aren't good.
Who are you sliding down? Crawford, Williams?
Anyone.
These are guys that are going to top of your lineup.
How do we know that?
Herrera,
we don't
Franco.
Know that. We don't know that. We don't know Nick Williams is going to come in and bat 290. He could bat 220.
I understand this, but this is where these guys are going to be slotted in the play, though. Well, you know what I mean? This is where they're going to be in the lineup. They'll at least start it. If they struggle, they struggle. Nobody can predict that, but we can predict on where these guys are going to be penciled in at. That's not brain surgery. That's all. I mean, we're on the same side here. I think they need to be up. They should have been up yesterday. It's an issue. It's the weight game. It's act like you're a small market. It's all the bullshit that I hate sometimes about the Philadelphia Phillies. You're a top 5 market. Act like it. Well, let's move on to the Olympics, and we'll go to 5 questions with Rob and wrap this up today. Well, Michael Phelps, 23 golds. We know the whole deal. Barstool put out something a little funny about a week ago, and wanted to reference it on here because I got a good kick out of it. And there was a Mount Rushmore of most productive pot smokers. And a segue into Mr. Michael Phelps. He was obviously number 1 on this list. Number 2, Snoop. Snoop-a-Loop.
Bring your green hat.
I was just going to say. I love it.
Number 3, the great Bob Marley.
He produced a lot of good music.
And number 4, your friend that always cleans when he gets high. The Mount Rushmore most productive.
I don't have one of them.
Barstool.
That's great.
So Olympics, Phelps, go ahead, boys. This is all for you two, right here.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, so what he's the question I posed to you two guys, and I'll throw out my stance too. I mean, without a doubt, and at this point, because somebody could go by him at the when their career is over too. But right now he's the greatest Olympian of all time.
No one's winning 23 golds.
I know.
So
but
let's just say he's the greatest ever.
Ledecky's pretty good too. She's young. But
yeah,
I mean,
but she
just won by 11 seconds. So.
Yeah, but those women swimmers fall apart because they start getting pregnant when they're 24.
No, I agree.
And this is just fact. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
It's everyone laughing. It's fact.
No,
women get pregnant. Women have kids. Can't swim no more. Look at the girl.
Terry Walsh had 3 kids too for the volleyball. Too.
She's a monster. Look at the girl. The girl that was the huge 19-year-old swimmer last one.
You just
Missy
got
Franklin.
served. You just got your point just got served right back to you like volleyball.
Did I?
And
how am I getting
lost.
served? Listen, we're talking swimming, not volleyball. It's 2 fucking different sports.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know
One's
you were
in
that
water,
deep into
in
both
case
of
you
them.
were on
Oh, really?
All right. Missy Franklin, who was the 19-year-old
freaking
phenom at the
argument is
last
that?
Olympics that won 5 golds, she only qualified for 2 events this year.
I didn't
So
see her, she didn't even see her.
very easily to fall off in swimming.
Yeah, no.
The fact that Phelps hasn't is amazing.
Yeah.
31 years old, still winning.
Oh, yeah,
Hell,
yeah.
I'd like to see him come back. He probably won't.
Well, do you believe
but-
that? You believe him that
I think he's officially done.
You think he's
but
officially
I
done?
I like him to come back. I think he's officially done.
That guy Anthony Irvin, 35, he won too. I mean, it was just a 50-meter
Sweet.
sprint.
So
That
sometimes
50-meter
though,
sprint, but it was awesome.
That
Hey,
50
when
meter
you're-
swim's crazy.
Yeah, I know,
They
it
don't
was
go
awesome.
for any breaths. They
Yeah.
just-
Oh, he didn't take a breath. He just beat the water
when
up.
you're a competitor though, he might start getting the itch again. That's all.
Yeah.
The itch could come back, and it's that. Does he let the itch go? Because listen, it's
He has
great.
a kid now, but
I know.
he
listen,
could.
It's great. It's great speak to
Well,
come out and say
he
I'm
could have
done.
He could have 6 months with a newborn and be like, shit, I gotta get back in the pool.
Yeah.
They're trying.
Give me the hell out of
I
here.
can speak from experience there. But no, what I was going to pose to you guys is like, it's hands down the greatest Olympic athlete of all time. Now, where do you put as an athlete? Like the way I look at it is, he's not compete. He's not competing against anybody in the sense where they could stop him like defensively. You know what I mean? So what he's done is incredible. I don't take anything away from him. But when you're talking about like Jordan and Wilt and Babe Ruth and stuff, they're playing. There's other guys that there's a defense to stop those guys.
Well, it's
You know what I
different,
mean?
though.
I understand. I'm asking you a
There's
question.
also
You
other
think he's
guys-
the greatest athlete of all time?
Yes.
Let me ask
No,
you.
I
Okay.
don't know if I'd say
That's it.
greatest
That's all.
athlete of all
That's my
time.
fault. I was pitter-patting around. I should have just asked. There you go.
Greatest
There you go.
Olympian. That's all I'm going to say.
That's exactly.
I'm not going to say greatest athlete.
Thank you. There you go. That's my point.
But
There were some people that were arguing
Just because
that.
I don't want to
that was my
argue
point.
that swimming has the greatest athlete of all time, I'm not going to make that argument right now.
I got you.
But I still think
I would
that
crush you if you did. But go on.
No, you wouldn't. You
Yeah, I
could,
would.
you could never crush me.
Keep going. Keep going.
I just think that he's amazing, and like the fact that he's 31, like 31 for swimming is like a 40-year-old baseball player right now. Like that don't happen. 31-year-old swimmers. Like you said, 35. That's even more amazing. But like 31, that don't happen, and they still be beating these young kids who. Everyone says swimming is just getting faster and faster and faster. You can see they're setting all kinds of world records and Olympic records at this Olympics.
And when
I mean, he's
and all the relays, like he just changes
he's
the
been
whole
crazy.
race. When he
I
gets
was
in
gonna
the
say
relay,
he's
he
the one
changes
that takes the lead
Yeah.
in all the relays.
Yeah, when he jumps in the pool, it's over. Like you
crazy.
better have a big time leader.
You know
He's
what it
catching
is?
your ass.
It's that turn. He makes that turn. He's such a beast on that turn.
Look at Ryan Lochte. He's 32, and he hasn't made nearly as much noise.
He's also
as
a
Michael Phelps.
douchebag.
Right? He gets robbed at night. That's what I.
Yeah, I wish he would have got shot.
Wow. But my point
I
is,
hate Ryan Lochte.
USA, huh?
Ryan Lochte
He's in his own class.
Ryan Lochte
Phelps is in his own.
was arguing, and he actually had to get told by the U.S. not to. At the 2012 Olympics, he wanted to wear his gold fronts because he's a G, yo. He wanted to wear his gold fronts on the podium. Okay, Ryan Lochte can take a long walk off a short pier into Rio waters.
Yeah.
Wow,
Silver-
breaking.
Silver hair. whatever.
Giancarlo Stanton groin will miss the rest of the season.
I knew that last night as soon as he went down.
I didn't
Just
know
letting you
it was
know
going,
it.
though. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you said it though. I mean, I
That's
know. You said it's the time of the year.
Is it second week of August? Stanton gets hurt. It's guaranteed. It's on the back of the menu.
Pump Phil's only 6.5 out. One team you got to catch.
A
Here we go.
blooper over second baseman's head. I mean, what are you doing, dude? Down one.
That's what he does. Yeah. He gets hurt for the rest of the season. Granted, like last year, it was hitting the eye.
Yeah, in the
but
face.
I mean, something happens in the second week of August every year.
Hey,
this
brother,
dude's
when
out.
you got that target on your back, it finds you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like when you have a history of getting beat up.
Well, you try to do too much. Like I said, it was behind
Too
second
less.
base.
You're doing too much.
It was
Too
behind
less.
second base. What are you doing? I mean, what are you trying to do?
We try stretching.
Yeah.
He tried to stretch
Out
it
by
double,
50
yeah.
feet. So I thought he might have got cleated in the face. I didn't know where the groin came into play.
Well, I saw him. I wasn't
It just-
sure. It looked like I thought maybe it was like Achilles. He looked like he grabbed down by his leg. I wasn't sure what it was though. But
I
as
was
soon
too
as I
busy-
saw it,
I was too
as
busy
soon as I
laughing
saw
at
it,
the TV.
As soon as
That's
I saw
what
it,
I
I
didn't think he was
texted you
hurt.
guys like,
Yeah.
there goes Stanton.
I thought he was just faking because he was embarrassed, because it was that bad. Time was like 50 feet. The end of the game. It was almost like Willie Mays Hayes. The guy was like, "Come on, yeah, let's go. Come on."
But back to Phelps. As I want to talk about Lochte. Back to Phelps. Phelps, just amazing, and also Ledecky. I mean, the girl has gills, right?
Seriously.
Jesus Christ. That
I mean, to
800.
win by- I mean,
Who
these are-
wins by 11 seconds?
That's what
These
I'm
are the
saying.
other best swimmers in the world at this event.
These are seven
And she's
other
just
Olympians.
murdering people.
Yeah, it's seven.
You know,
God.
Michael Phelps has more gold medals in 4 countries.
I know, that's crazy.
It's like Hungary. There's a list of 4 of them. but
28 total, 23.
More medals than
Dude,
than
he's
4
raced
countries.
30 races in Olympics. He's got 28 medals, 23 golds. What is it, 3?
And he just got out-touched the other night, too, for the silver.
Yeah, 3 silvers and 3 bronze, maybe, or 3 silvers and 2 bronze.
Yeah, the only times he didn't was when he's 15.
Well, I was going to say he was 15,
Yeah.
and he finished 4th and 5th in the 2 events that he qualified for when he was 15. And he said he was so pissed that he didn't medal. He was 15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He was 15.
Against grown men.
I know.
It's unreal. It's amazing to watch, and
He's must-watch TV, though, when he jumps in that
hole.
Yeah,
Dude, he's awesome.
It's awesome.
He's got the suction cup marks all over his back doing some sort of crazy Chinese medicine. Maybe that'll keep him going to 35. Who knows?
Like I said, just to watch those, just to watch. He's a USA guy, so it's even special for us. But just to watch, just like watching Bolt yesterday. I mean, it was just a heat, but I mean, he's looking over it like he's such a dick.
When he stops
he's such
running?
a dick. I mean, he looked over at the guy and he still won.
He just started
It was
jogging.
just the heat. Yeah, it was just the heat. But he just looks over. Like, who looks over at a guy in a 100-meter? He's like having a hamburger. It's insane. So just to watch the level of just greatness is
That final's
awesome.
tonight, by the way, 100-meter final.
Yeah,
with
should-
Bolt.
yeah,
It's
should
tonight.
be.
I hope he loses.
It should be.
I don't think he's going to.
The
But
woman-
there's a couple guys that are right there with him.
Gatlin, Justin Gatlin.
Yeah,
For
Gatlin
the
can
U.S.
run,
We're rooting
yeah.
for the U.S. Let's go.
Is that former running back running?
Jamaica's good. Jamaica's very good.
Oh yeah, the girl won last night. She won
Yeah.
from here to that wall. I mean, it's amazing.
She was flying.
There's something else, man.
Is it Bass?
The girl from Voorhees.
No, the girl got
from
second.
Voorhees.
USA
No,
got
I'm
second.
talking about the former running back.
Who, Javid?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Is he sprinting?
Yeah.
I don't think
Wow.
he made it, though, did he?
Did he make it? I don't know.
I don't think
crazy.
I
so.
don't know if he qualified or not. That's what I was
He
curious.
didn't pan out, and he went to.
Yeah, he didn't
sprint
pan out in
up.
the NFL, and he went when it started running, 100-meter.
Nah, but he's amazing. And then, to go from the greatness and the good to the ugly. And we'll let Willie, go on his rant. But, how about Hope Solo? I mean, she with a straight face. I mean, come on. And I know some people look at it like maybe it ain't that big of a deal, but clean it up. I mean,
Dude, it's the
clean it up.
Olympics.
First
you
of all,
got
you're
beat by
horseshit.
a great team.
First of all, you were
Just
horseshit.
tip your cap.
You've been
Why do you
horseshit
gotta say, they're what was she calling them?
Cowards.
They're cowards, and they played.
'Cause they
You know
stepped
what?
back.
First off, shut up.
They had 3
Hope.
shots on goal. And guess
Hope,
what?
the fact
Two of
that
them
you're
went
even
in.
an Olympian is cowardly by the U.S. because you're a piece of shit. They beat up her sister and beat up. She's a piece of shit. She shouldn't be on the team.
Yeah,
first off, she's only on the team because she's the best goalkeeper in the world,
She
and they
deserves-
wanted to try to
she
win.
deserves everything
yeah,
she gets.
She's
Piece
a
of
piece of
Gave
shit.
up a goal.
She's got the
tying goal
ugliest
other day.
vagina in the history of the world.
My goodness.
We'll throw that in there just
Oh.
for good measure.
Battered beef syndrome.
If you don't believe me, look it up. It's a hatchet wound with burned ends on the side, all right? She's an awful person.
Yeah.
I hate Hope Solo's guts.
Absolutely.
I'm actually happy the U.S. soccer women lost, and I hate soccer, first off. And I love to root for the U.S. in anything, so I was rooting for them. But I'm actually happy they lost because I hate her that much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She don't deserve anything.
I really hate her.
she's
I'm
trash.
upset that her last name's Solo because I love Han Solo, and she's given a bad rap to the last
And
name.
red Solo cups, but she's a trash can, dude, and it's
Absolute
it's awful.
trash can. Someone should have thrown her right into the water in Rio there.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
Might have
dude,
cleaned her
my
downstairs
goodness
up.
Gracious, what was going on in the diving pool? I mean, that is incredible.
Some issues.
That's
Couple
incredible,
issues,
man.
Couple algae
Like,
issues.
Oh my God. I
like
thought
St.
it was my
Patrick's Day in
TV.
Boston.
I thought it was my TV. I'm like, what the heck's going on here?
A couple diving issues. They canceled diving for like a couple of days because they were trying to. It's
that
still
what-
it's
okay.
still a green.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
they had that one stadium or where that was because they have like 3 different. They just build all these. I'm not going to get into the politics.
No,
of the
no,
Olympics.
no,
It's
absolutely.
ridiculous. They build all these stadiums, and then once the Olympics are over,
Okay,
no one will ever use them
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Those be ghost towns.
Yeah.
But
So they can get
they had to actually drain the pool next to it too because it was starting to pick up the algae from the diving pool. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, Tom said
They
that.
actually did dive in it one day, but
I was
the guy-
busting his chops.
the
I'm like,
one
I know what
diver-
algae is. I just want to know why.
Well, the one diver said it smelled like farts in there. Did you see that? All the water smells like farts. That's like, oh my
That's
God.
incredible. Yeah, I was just breezing through and I saw it. And, it's always a good thing to stop on, just like beach volleyball, because there's a lot of good backsides.
Oh, yeah.
I
love-
and the USA girl is she's
Carrie Walsh,
she's a
amazing.
smoke show,
Dude.
No, the diver. She,
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
qualify, but
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah, she's
she's
a
a smoke show.
She is. She's a smoke show.
Yeah.
The U.S. pole vaulter, I think she's U.S. Allison Stoke. I'm a big fan. Hopefully she wins a medal. Big fan.
Former FDN Female Athlete of the Week. Yeah, from Utah. Oh, yeah. Smoking.
Wow.
We're doing
Yowzers.
quite well.
There's a girl from the Netherlands too.
I think we
pole
finally,
vaulter.
I think we finally shook. We shook China. So
When's pole vaulting starting soon? I think. Let's get that going.
Yeah. I think the track and field stuff's now. Yeah.
Well, it started.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was watching long jump. Actually, a U.S. dude won the
you
long
see
jump
that? The one
last
guy put
night.
his hand down or something.
Well, he screwed up.
Yeah.
He would have won, but the other guy won on the last jump. He beat the dude from Great Britain or whatever. But then the other U.S. dude probably would have won it, but he friggin' touched his hand behind him like an idiot.
Never saw that. Never saw that.
Right?
Oh my God, you can't do that. First off, 27 foot long jump. That's just crazy to me.
Seriously.
Who the hell can jump 27 feet? It's just crazy to me. I need 4 jumps.
It really
to get 27 feet.
It's crazy. It is. That's what I mean. Some of the things.
4 jumps and a break and an intermission between 2.
Yeah. Some of the things you see, you're just like, wow, it really is.
But I like the high jump. That one's coming up. Randall Cunningham's daughter, actually, in the high jump.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Randall's probably down there.
Good stuff.
Now, Sweeps, you brought up a runner from the area, English Gardner.
Yeah,
certainly, she's impressed me so far in the heats.
Yeah, she got smoked. In
she got smoked. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she did get
the other
smoked
girl
in the
got the
final.
silver.
Right.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, Gardner got smoked.
Yeah, she got
dead
smoked.
last. Yeah.
But she's from Voorhees. So, I mean, still good to make it to the final. She did get smoked. She didn't run a very good race.
No.
Because she ran actually faster in the semi than she did in the final.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Still, I mean, I'm saying she got smoked. She ran a 10.9, 100.
Yeah, only one girl, the third Jamaican girl, ran 11.
Yeah.
Everybody else was sub 11.
Yeah, she ran 10.9, 100, but she ran a 10.8 in the semi.
Yeah.
But 10.9, 100 is, I mean, you're cruising.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're running pretty well. You're cruising. I can't run a 10.9, 100. Are you kidding me? Can't run a 10.950, I don't think.
Now, the Philly area also has Marielle Hall, who's competing in the 10,000 meter. She was born in Philly and lives in Haddonfield. So a lot of local flavor in this Olympics this year.
Absolutely. Tomas, you good?
10,000 meter. The 10,000 meter, that dude Mo Farah won again, right, for Great Britain.
After falling.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad fall, though.
Yeah.
I think everyone kept bringing that up. I was like, I watched it. It was like in the very start of the race when they all start, they bunch together.
Yeah.
He went to the ground, but he like literally hit his knee and spun back up, and he was up in half a second.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was down, like holding his leg like a soccer player
Right.
or something.
It propelled him back
But
up
he,
almost.
He actually
puke and rally.
He ran a great race because he held back in second all the way to like the last 50 meters, and he took over. It was really good. But yeah, I mean, I love watching the Olympics. It's great. It's just great to watch all the sports.
Yeah,
I even like the obscure shit.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
like I was
absolutely.
watching judo. I don't even know how it's scored.
Yeah, I mean,
Like saber fencing. I'm not really good at watching it, but it still got me going. And I love the handball. I
Yeah.
feel like we should start a handball team.
just utter
Tom,
just utter
handball,
Count me in.
Just
handball.
utter dominance in the pool, and we'll end it on that. I mean,
Well,
just all
yeah.
around, you know what I mean? Just all around, we dominated as a country in the pool.
By the way, my take on hardest event in the Olympics, really, I believe this, water polo. I tip the cap to these guys.
Tread
First
water.
off,
You
they're
gotta tread
tread water the whole time. They got to swim back and forth every time it's a change of possession, and they're just roughing each other up. Like, how are guys not drowning in this? You can't stand. It's 10 feet of water. You're treading water the entire time. I would be
shape.
dead tired
Incredible
10
shape.
minutes in. It's
Incredible
amazing.
I'm tired from just swimming around the pool for
That's
an
what
hour.
I said. Like I had a
And you
I
can
had like
stand.
I had like 2 credits left at Monmouth my 5th year, and I was like, I knew the one guy was like an athletic guy, and it was like swim, water, safety, and he's like, come take that, dude. 2 credits, you're good. Lasted 2 days, bro. It was an Olympic-sized pool, and he's like, "Hey, I need you guys to warm up with like 4, up and back 4 times." I got halfway there, like maybe 25 meters. I was like, that's all she wrote.
Well, that's what's
my keg
God.
diet. My keg diet is not. I can't do.
I don't
this.
understand the girl Ledecky. She swam the
800.
800. That's
Oh, my
16. Back and forths, right?
No.
Well, I mean it's 8
yeah,
back
I
and
know what
forth, but
you're
it's
saying. Yeah,
16
yeah.
times that
I
you have to
got
go the
you.
length of the pool,
I got you, yeah.
right? The length of the pool,
Yeah,
the
you're
50 meters length of the pool, it's.
Oh.
Even if you've ever been in an Olympic-sized pool, it is devastating to swim those 50 meters. How the hell do they swim 16 of them? I don't get it.
Ah.
I don't understand it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah, I would take a speedboat to the other side
Oh,
and still be winded and still be like, man, that's kind of far.
She might
man."
still beat me.
I was like, that's kind of far.
That was a long trip. All right, let's go to the 5 questions.
The Pove man, take us out.
With Pove to wrap up today's show, and it's brought to you by the Sports Outlet, Glendora, New Jersey. You can find them on the web, sportsoutletinc.com.
What's up, gentlemen? Now I'm going to talk about briefly a Phillies alumni weekend, and Jim Thome was honored by being added to the Wall of Fame. So, gentlemen, what's your favorite Thome moment in a Phillies uniform?
Probably his 400th career homer and the call by Harry. Because that was the big milestone he hit when he was in Philly. I mean, he was awesome for us, and it was great. He only played 3 years, really, and it was kind of segued into Howard taking over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty cool to see Howard hit a granny that night after Thome gave the speech, So that was cool. Speech was good. Thome's speech was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
No, he's just a
He's a stand-up
just
guy.
stand-up dude.
Guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a pillar of the community for 3 years, and like Willie said, that's a huge moment, like Willie said. So pretty much any of his homers, I just I love to see the dude swing and just go yard. It was awesome. And
swung with power.
He's he never got cheated, and then you couple that with Harry's call, dude, forget about it. And just to see an oppo bomb was even better. Just hit one in the cheesesteak alley. Just the left center bomb.
Yeah, he hit one. He hit a walk-off in the vet one year. I was in left field stands, and he had a walk-off there. That's just one I remember because I was there. Oppo, you know what I mean? He hit an Oppo homer to win
13th
it.
career walk-off at the time was, I don't know if that was a record. Yeah, I think that was a record at the time.
13 career walk-offs.
Yeah.
It's good.
Speaking of that, though, I love Schmitty. I love Schmitty. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to do it full time, but I mean, I wish they would offer it to him. I love listening to Schmitty. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't want to because he travels. And
Yeah.
He only comes on the weekends. But I tell you what I do. It's good to see a bunch of the guys out there. Charlie was out. We had a bunch of guys. First off, Carlton was out, which I couldn't believe it. I don't know how they got him out of whatever bomb shelter he's been hiding in.
He just went.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny you said that because the day before I went golfing with one of my clients. So they won a charity thing. So it was, my client took his buddy and his JV coach and Lefty, and he got pictures and stuff. And he said he was cool. I heard he was real
Dude,
asshole,
he's off the reservation.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I'm sure he's cool. He's just off the reservation.
Yeah.
He's gathering guns and waiting for the aliens to come.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think the Phillies got him there by saying they sent a letter to him claiming that they were aliens and that he had to show up this weekend. I think that's how he came. Yeah, look at him. Crazy motherfucker. Dude. Great pitcher though.
My clients on
Guy could throw.
Lefty?
What's interesting about just going back to Jim Thome real quick. He's the fourth player, or he was the fourth player ever in Major League Baseball history to have 100+ homers with 3 different teams: Indians, White Sox, Phillies. When you think of Jim Thome, what uniform is he wearing?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I was a little surprised. I mean, you touched upon it. 3, maybe 4, almost 4 seasons. Jim Thome.
3.5, I think it was really.
And I mean, it's worth enough to put him on the Wall of Fame. I get it, but it's almost like
it's because of what he did here, though. He hit 40 twice.
Right.
I mean, he was
right.
He
was
segued.
I mean, he's the one.
And
who
he segued into us becoming a really good. He was here right when we were building the foundation of becoming a really good team. We're hoping what we're doing now with Howard.
Yeah. He was wearing a construction hat on at Citizens Bank Park when they were building it with all the workers. I mean, he just fit in off the bat.
And then they had him back again too, right? Later on in his career before he hung it up.
No, he wasn't back.
No, it was one run.
I mean, 12 years. He was an Indian. You know what I mean? So.
Right. All right, moving on. Number 2, you gentlemen spoke of who may win the NFL MVP this season, but who is your LVP, least valuable player? What great player will flop?
Got to be a great player. Okay. Anybody else want to go first?
I'll go Cam. I'll just stick with what I had. I think he has a down year. I talked nauseum about it already, so that's all I have with it.
Romo.
You looking for a superstar or just anybody?
Take it wherever you want, man. Wherever you want to take it.
He's got to be a good player.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I had in mind. A guy that's really looking to light it up and is just going to fall flat on his face.
Romo's going to fall flat on his shoulder.
on his big stomach.
That's overblown. He's fine. But his shoulder's going to explode.
But yeah,
maybe like a Kirk Cousins for me.
The Phillies got Tomei
Kirk
back.
Cousins a good one.
You know what I mean?
The Phillies got Tomei back in 2012 before he hung it up and went with Baltimore.
Yeah,
that was
like
what I was
5
thinking
homers.
of.
Yeah, he
Oh, did he?
Yeah, just very.
Just a little quick.
Back.
It was like 30 games.
Little 5-homer stint in 30 games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the year after Harold tore his Achilles.
The tomb.
Yep. 2011, Howard tore his Achilles, so that was the year after.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, he couldn't really play first anymore, you know what I mean? So it's real limited.
Limited for both of them.
Yeah, of course.
All right, shoot, Robbie.
Sweeps, you were thinking of least valuable?
Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins.
like
Oh, you said Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Cool.
It's a good name. I think
Yeah.
you can take a step back easily.
Big time. All right, number 3, moving on a little Sixers talk. Who will be the starting 5 for the Sixers this upcoming season?
Well, I think Simmons is going to run a lot of one.
Little Magic?
Yeah,
Little Magic?
I think they're going to run him a lot one.
Little Magic.
We'll go opening day, Okafor, Noel, Dario, Gerald Henderson, or Jared Bayless running the 2, and then Simmons running the 1. And then Embiid coming off the bench. So I think they'll start out trying to play all 3 bigs together and see if they can do it. So they have a real big lineup because you're talking Simmons is 6'10" too, because they're going to run him a lot of point. But Brett Brown's already said it. He's going to run a lot of point. Now, if he starts that game 1, I don't know, but somewhere in that combination is going to be your starting.
My starting 5, or what I think theirs will be.
Your starting 5.
I like Grant, too.
My starting 5 is ridiculous, but my starting it really is
The biggest
But
lineup of
my
all
starting
time.
5 is
Something to get bigger than what I just put out too. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got
well, if
to.
you add
we're gonna
Embiid,
find
that's
out.
what
Yeah,
I'm
if he
saying.
plays them all.
my starting 5 is Embiid at
He's
center.
going to do that. I knew it.
Jaleel 4, Nerlens 3, Jeremy Grant 2, Simmons 1. And we'd probably struggle a little bit, but we'd be very athletic
Yeah, I do like
and very long.
I like
We're gonna protect the rim, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
no, I like
a lot of
Grant.
contested shots.
I'm with both of you right there, so I'm right around, I'm nipping at both of you right there. I like Grant, you know what I mean, and we'll see. There's not going to be a lack of size, that's for sure.
No, I think they can win 35, 40 games.
500.
Yeah, I think when you're adding Simmons, you're adding Sariq, and then you have Embiid. I mean, that's like going out and picking up some talent in the offseason. Then you went and got a couple veterans, Bayless, Henderson. You still have Grant, who we like a lot. You got, small shot Bob, and, whatever slops after him. Definitely ain't big shot Bob.
Big slop.
Rocco, stop it. You're giving yourself a nickname.
Rocco!
Stink.
I hate him.
I don't like him either.
He's terrible.
Never found a shot he doesn't
Hope he
like
tears
either.
his Achilles.
Robert Covington.
He's a jacker. Stauskas can fall off the freaking Ben Franklin for all we care.
Nice,
And he
yeah.
still wouldn't hit Woodard either.
Okafor
He would still miss.
Okafor can put Stauskas in his trunk and drive over
Drop him off.
over to Ben.
He'll miss the Woodard and hit a rock because he hasn't found a shot he can make. Next question.
Number 4, we talked about it, but I'm going to put you man on the spot here. Who has been the more dominant swimmer in the Rio Olympics, Michael Phelps or Katie Ledecky?
I'm just going to go with Phelps because he's a pup. Katie had a great, great
I almost
Olympics,
want to
but
say it's a tie, but I'm
Yeah.
going to go Phelps too.
I mean,
just the age.
dominant.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there's so many factors, and we know what he does, but if you're talking about dominance, it could be her.
Could be.
Just the sheer, way she's winning.
She was
is
rolling
insane,
people
but,
yeah.
I mean, I would never pick against Mike. I mean, I don't really.
Well,
I don't
why?
enjoy picking against Mike, but just a word that Pove used, dominance. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I look at it like a twofold too, because we talked about it before that it's must-see TV when he jumps in a pool, and then he wins as well. So to be able to win that much, you're going every day, like you're going every night. You're swimming all that, and they continue to bring it against guys who are swimming like one event. And you got guys in there who are swimming like certain events. This guy's, hey, I'm swimming every freaking event. And they'll be able to get that wear and tear of swimming all them events. And then facing guys who are swimming one event who have all
30 minutes later.
Yeah. Did 2 freaking weeks to prepare for one event, and he rolls you.
They had the clock on him that night. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And he rolls a guy who's fresh, who's swimming one event, and he still rolls you.
That's what I mean.
That's dominant.
And just like Willie was talking about the length of the pool, you know what I mean? Like, to me, like, he dominates the water. She dominated, the opponents. This Olympics, you know what I mean? Like, he just dominates the water. Well, there's nothing that can stop the guy.
I mean, also on the U.S. team, you got Maya Dorado, first time at the Olympics, 4 medals. She's showing up strong. If you're talking about dominating your competition,
well,
your competition's on your team, too.
Well, Robbie, I mean, you just talk about sheer dominance of USA swimming as a whole.
U.S. swimming dominated.
Yeah.
Like
Ryan
Michael
Murphy.
Phelps. No, like Michael Phelps. And this is why he goes. This is why he's the greatest Olympian of all time. It's because it's, again, twofold. Not only was he dominant for years and years, but he made USA swimming dominant again. And so that's where greatness. That's where you look at greatness and you say, did you change the sport for the better? Like, did you come in and were you dominant? Great. But did you change the sport for the better? And I'm not a swimming guy. None of us are here. But like we said, when the TV comes on and Phelps is jumping in, we're locked in. But then he also made swimming better because look how dominant swimming is as a whole now. So, it's sort of a twofold question where you can look at dominance from two factors. So he's just a game changer, man. It's crazy.
We enjoy the Olympics, but I know, the other night I
Jordan of the
made
NBA.
sure I was home by 10:01 the other night. You know what I mean?
Jordan of the NBA.
It was still like delayed 5 minutes, but I was like, man, I made sure I got home from work.
Listen, we hated the Bulls back in the day.
Flying up on one wheel.
Sweets, we hated the Bulls back in the day, but Jordan was must watch.
Did you see what Cam said? It was pretty cool.
Was he going to struggle?
The one where
Tom. He came back.
He's like, Tom, I'm not struggling.
No, the one Thursday night when Phelps won the individual one that against Lochte, he dominated, and he said, Cam said, he's like, they're talking about Phelps, and he said it's really rare that like other sporting events stopped to watch. He goes, it was on the big screen during their preseason game. He said we literally stopped and everyone watched.
Oh, I got you.
Phelps raced that race on the big screen.
I didn't realize
during
they were playing
during
the
the Carolina game.
Yeah,
dude, look at the USA team. I mean, the USA basketball team storming, the Olympic swim area to watch Phelps swim. So I mean, it's everywhere. It's everybody. It's every great athlete. So when you have so much other greatness tuned into you, that's greatness. Like we talk about Jordan, it's a Jordan effect. Jordan changed the game of basketball. Changed it for what it is now. I mean, that's the Michael Jordan effect. Yeah. Guys jumping out gyms. I mean, all the things that
you just
changed.
You wait for him to have an off night and it never came.
Never
came in 16 years.
And the same thing with Phelps.
No, that's what I meant. Phelps. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Phelps?
Jordan, of course, but I mean Phelps. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And listen, look at all the. Listen, this is what defines a man and greatness too. Is look at the stuff he dealt with outside the pool. Right, the DUIs. Suspended.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, but this is my point of it. Suspended 6 months from USA Swimming, comes back and crushes. Right, and the lock in, and then because it's all stuff when he was a kid, and then he became a man, and listen, he changed his behaviors and the way he was doing things, and you got to give credit to that too, because he could have kept falling into that trap. Yeah. He could have never rebounded from it, but not only did he rebound, he came into that Olympics, and it was Crush City. So, I mean, a lot of factors go into how
and
great.
And to do it clean. Like, I know the Olympics have the strictest thing, so you can't. It's not like
the NCAA,
he could be doing it. But, I mean, as he was getting older, to Willie's point, and when you're great, like, A-Rod was always great. And then he just acted like, he got greedy, got to be a pig. So the other night, like when his last game was Friday, it was just like, it was nothing. It wasn't what it could have been. What it could have been. You know what I mean? Had he not been a pig.
Should have been an all-time top 5 player in the history of baseball retiring, and not just a guy that you look at for all the extra. All the extra. We could have got over the steroids. It was really all the extra.
Yeah.
Just the way he started presenting himself. And then he goes to the hated Yankees, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help you at all either.
No, but you're right, absolutely. It just goes, it was just a big picture thing, you know what I mean? Like, Pettit admitted it, and we were all like, hey, what's up, man? Love you, Andy.
Yeah. Go give us 7 strong. All right, last one.
He's certainly come a long way from Athens. What a great career. Last question to pose 5, of course, is Smash, Marry, Kill. And this week we're going to center on Mr. Wilson's favorite subject, the USA women's soccer team, who were beaten by Sweden in the quarterfinals and knocked out of the Olympics on penalty kicks. So, Smash, Marry, Kill. Hope Solo, Alex Morgan, and Del Ranzone, Carly Lloyd. Smash, marry, kill.
I'll marry Carly Lloyd. I'll smash. Who's the freaking other one?
You talking about Alex Morgan?
Yeah.
Good choice.
And then, obviously, Hope's getting killed.
Well, I'm smashing Carly. I'm marrying little sweet Alex, and Hope is I'm gonna slice her throat twice at least.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I hate her. Guys.
Well, the one throat's been sliced a little bit already.
I couldn't echo those sentiments more.
And
but,
I mean, first off, if you decide to do something else with Hope, as soon as you got her out of her garments, you'd be shocked and appalled.
Yeah, you need a friend. You need some help.
Phone a friend.
Caitlyn Jenner style?
No, it's just gross. Dude.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Seriously, look it up. Fappening.
Yep, you'd have to oil your head.
Almost just threw up.
Baby bird.
Oh, I didn't almost.
Don't worry, I'll feed you.
Well, listen, that's going to do it. Another episode of Agree Disagree right here at HUDRadio.com. We'll be back next Sunday.
Dog days of summer, boys. Good effort.
For Brian Wilson, Nick Delgazzo, Rob Povey on the ones and twos, I'm Tom Arnone. It's Agree Disagree, HUDRadio.com. I'd like to thank BMW of Atlantic City, our show sponsor as well as studio sponsor. This month, they challenge their sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. Lease a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320i with X-Drive. Just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience. It's closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, BMWAtlanticCity.com. What'd you have?
To get your tickets to the RTI Real Talk Invitational. Going fast like hotcakes.
Holla. Talk to you all later. Peace.
Tom Arnone,
No, it's call-out time.
Brian Wilson,
You died for that football.
Nick Delgazzo.
It's going to be a battle.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree, only on A2DRadio.com.